Hello, 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 everyone! Welcome. It's time for some Mahjong. I kind of can't believe that that's a phrase that I am ever saying. Mahjong is one of those games that I always thought was like the domain of really competitive, like, I don't know, everyone I've ever known who played Mahjong prior to this point were extremely competitive grandmothers. Like everyone I knew who played either bridge or Mahjong, I was terrified to actually learn how to play it. Because they were so hardcore with this. But for those of you who are unaware, this pretty awesome web client, it's also through Nexon, the same people who make Blue Archive. It's called Mahjong Soul. And on April 1st, they announced that there was going to be a collaboration of some sort between Blue Archive and Mahjong Soul. It seemed like it was just a joke. Because it was April 1st. And it turns out, at least for Mahjong Soul, it was a very real collaboration. So yeah, there's a whole event, which we're going to play a little bit of today. I haven't actually played any of it because I wanted to save that for being on stream. I also will go over how the gacha system works in this game. That will be at the very end. Spoiler alert, it's very different. It's entirely cosmetic, as opposed to something like Blue Archive or Star Rail, where getting new characters actually gives you new skills and new abilities and things. As a result, it in this game is a lot less free-to-play friendly. But that is okay. I will still go over it for anyone who's interested. And I figured that we'll hop into this. The most important thing I think for me, though, is I've heard a lot of feedback already, which is great because a lot of folks want me to explain how Mahjong works. And I am happy that I will actually be able to do that. It's great. I can't believe I understand how this game works now. Obviously, my understanding is not quite as good as people who've been playing it a lot longer. Even some folks who only picked it up a week or two ago are leagues beyond where I will currently be today. But I figured this will be helpful, at least, just to go over this. Yeah, no, Nokorina's looking a little different. You know, I tried to name myself Yumie, but Yumie was taken. So I had to go with Nokorin instead, but that's okay. That's okay. Also, by the way, this is our very first stream since I have a new modem, and I'm hoping that is what the problem was. I'm hoping that with the new modem, fingers crossed, we won't have any issues with dropped frames. That would be awesome. Bear and I did some testing with our old modem afterwards and did discover it had a ton of errors on it. So we have purchased a new modem, which is fantastic. Oh God, that's true. I don't know if I should have tried Hifumi fan number 1. Hifumi lover number 1. I didn't even think of that. I love the name Nokorin so much. I just had to go with it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping the new modem is good. We did a test, like a private stream, just to see how everything was, and it seemed a lot more stable. So we'll see. If we have problems, we have problems, and I'll go back to square one. Something, we'll figure it out, and it'll be fine. But yeah, anyway, I figured what I could do is walk you through how Mahjong works with our extremely, extremely adorable mascot of Mahjong Soul, Ichihime, who I kind of adore. She's extremely cute. Don't be nervous, Yumie. Modems can smell it. Oh God, and then I'm completely screwed then. It's just been a problem for the last month. You know, I did find out my memory was incorrect. The modem was actually 4 years old. So it was a few years old, whereas our router we had purchased more recently. So that was good at least. It's slightly older than I thought. I thought it was only 2 years old, but 4 years is like starting to get up there. I don't know. You would kind of hope that a modem would hold out longer than 4 years, but I do put a lot of strain on it by streaming, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But anyway, new modem. Hopefully that will be good. But yeah, what I'm actually gonna do, for those of you who are already familiar with Mahjong, this first part of the stream will be just a nice refresher. It's gonna be a lot of stuff that you already know. For some of you, if you've tried to pick up Mahjong, but it was really confusing, don't worry, I'm gonna try and break down these terms as best as I can. I actually think that the tutorial in this game is quite good. I think the main issue with Mahjong is that there are a lot of terms and definitions for things. Some of which they will only use once or twice. So my plan is to walk through, I think, the best tutorial in this game, because I think that will be helpful for if you want to come back and revisit that on your own. You can do that too. And then I'm going to do what's called a friendly match, just against some AI, so that I can walk you through how I do my turns, just so that you can see like how you can think about what tiles are in your hand, what tiles your opponents are putting down. It's going to be very like low stakes since we're just up against AI. And then, yeah, we've got this whole event to play through, which I'm really excited about. And yeah, I think that will be super good. And yet, that's the thing. For those of you who have been wondering where you can fight against AI, I will show you. I will show you how to do it. It's extremely helpful. So, Yumie over here making friends with AI. Listen. It's the AI Ichihime. It's the art and the properties are not AI generated, but they are going to play Mahjong against me, so that will be good. Oh man, I'm excited though. So yeah, we're just gonna take this, yeah, just like one step at a time. I'm gonna walk through how this game works. I'm gonna walk through this first tutorial and then we'll hop into some games here. And then, like I said, at the very end, we're gonna talk about the gacha system. And I have prepared, excuse me, I leaned too far forward. I have prepared some polls. So we will be making some polls. It will be good. Okay, let's do this. So, hold on, let me lean over here. You can't really see it because it's blocked a little bit. But over here, on the right-hand side, in the upper right-hand corner, it is currently obstructed by chat. My apologies. But one of these options is a cute little school cap. Like it looks like a college graduation cap. I'm gonna click on that, and this is where you're gonna find all of the tutorial info. I would highly suggest playing through this when you first pull this game up, because this is going to be your chance to see, do you actually like Mahjong? After listening to me talk about it and watching me play this today, hopefully you'll be able to see if this is actually a game you would be interested in. And then if you are, we can kind of talk about what you can do from there. But all of these tutorials are really nice. They're kind of like a broad overview of a couple of terms. That being said, I think the most helpful thing of all of this is this very last one, the go over what we learned, because it's going to summarize everything. So we're actually just going to hop right into the last thing, because I think it does the best job of walking through exactly how Mahjong works, and it gives you a couple of quiz questions that I'll walk you through what the answers are and how this all works. This is going to be like the most like pure teacher mode. So forgive me, but we're gonna do this together. I'm not gonna quiz you all. I'm gonna take the quiz, answer the questions, and explain how we came to these answers, just to make sense of this. Finish this tutorial. Final question. You even like Mahjong? Yes. No, that's the thing. We have to determine if you even like this. And maybe, like many of the people in my community, you will start playing Mahjong and realize, oh my god, I like this game a lot. I want to play it all the time. Because yeah, I'm grateful to the Blue Archive Collab for helping me actually take that final, I guess, step into learning Mahjong, because I would not have tried this out otherwise. Oh man. Okay, let's do this. Let's go over how Mahjong works, and then I'll actually play some games. Okay, this is our delightful Ichihime. I love her so much. All right, so this is Ichihime. She's gonna walk us through how Mahjong works. I thought this tutorial was the most helpful, so we're gonna do this. As opposed to me like sitting down and playing a game, we're gonna do this tutorial first. Okay, so here is how like the core of Mahjong works. So you are going to have a bunch of tiles, but thankfully they are all either numbered or they'll have letters in the upper right-hand corner. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to create sequences. So a sequence is something like tiles that have increasing numbers. So like 1, 2, 3, that's a sequence. Or 4, 5, 6, that's a sequence. And you can always tell by looking in the upper right corner of these to see what it actually says. They also have what are called either wind or dragon tiles. You're trying to make triplets with these. So you're trying to make 3 of a kind together. You're trying to get 3 either red tiles, 3 that have the green in the corner, 3 that have the white. There's some more rules we're going to talk about there, but this is kind of the base concept. So all of these tiles, you can always look in the upper right-hand corner. I'm also, after we're done with this tutorial, I'll show you how to turn that on, because at least when I first started playing, it did not have the numbers in the upper right-hand corner. And yeah, my visual eyesight is not good enough to immediately recognize which ones were which. So I will show you how to turn that on. It makes the game way easier if you actually do that. Okay, so just base concept, here's what all the tiles look like. Let's actually talk about what you do with them. Okay, so in Mahjong, you will always start with a hand that has 13 tiles. So you'll have a 13 tile hand, and then you're going to draw a 14th tile. Now, once you've drawn that, you will have to decide, do you want to keep the tile that you've drawn? And if you do, you need to get rid of one of your tiles. So you go back down to having 13 again. You could also just get rid of the thing you've drawn. That's also completely fine. So yeah, that's 13. Just remember, you have 13 tiles that you're going to be dealing with. And then every time it comes to your turn, you're drawing a 14th in some capacity. You throw them at enemies when you get them of the same kind? No, yeah, no. No throwing at enemies in this game, at least. Not that I've seen so far. Okay. So there's a couple of different ways that you can pair these tiles in your hand. You can create sequences, which I talked about before. They're going to have some examples of those shortly. You can also make pairs. So I think this is pretty straightforward. It's just 2 of the same tile. You have 2 of them together, that makes a pair that's in your hand. You can also make triplets, which is when you have 3 of the same tile. That's all going to be in your hand. So if you just have the same type of tile and you're just matching them together, you can make, either 2 of a kind or 3 of a kind, essentially. And then, as I mentioned at the very beginning, you can make sequences. So these are some examples of sequences. You could do 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7, a whole bunch of things. So the biggest thing to keep in mind is that you're trying to either pair things in your hand or you're trying to make sequences. When I actually start playing through things, I'm going to walk through this very slowly when I actually play through games. But this is just kind of the high-level overview for this. Okay. So this shows what a winning hand looks like. And this is kind of trying to break down everything we've talked about up to this point. So this is a winning hand that has a couple of sequences. So it's showing the sequences, they're kind of breaking them out into the 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7. So you can see those sequences. They have a pair, and then they have a triplet on the far right. So yeah, exactly. You'll have sequences, triplets, that sort of thing. Yeah, I wish, unfortunately, that is a great question. Unfortunately, it only goes from 1 through 9. So if you have like an 8, 9, and a 1, that doesn't count as a sequence. It would have to be 1, 2, 3, or like 7, 8, 9. It can't be 8, 9, 1 or 9, 1, 2. That wouldn't count as a sequence, as far as I know. I've had that in my hand before and it has not counted that. So yeah, that is a good question though. But yeah, so you're just trying to make pairs, triplets, and sequences in your hand. Now, there's a couple of things to keep in mind. If that was the only thing you had to do, that's actually really not that hard. All things considered, it's surprisingly easy to get a bunch of triplets and a bunch of sequences in your hand. I know that seems kind of complicated, but once you actually start playing, it starts going really quickly. You can end up gathering a lot of triplets and pairs and sequences very fast. However, in order to make sure that the game is actually somewhat technically challenging, there's one extra layer that you have to keep in mind. And that is, well, we're going to hop into that in a moment. But essentially, you have to do something called a Yaku. You have to have a Yaku in your hand. And yes, exactly. It's a particular sequence or grouping of tiles in your hand in order to guarantee that you have a winning hand. So we'll talk more about Yakus in a moment here. But for this very first example that they're going to walk us through, this is just Yakuza. You can't just add however to this. My apologies. I promise this is not nearly as bad as it might seem. But the first thing that we're gonna do, let me actually go back one slide. So one term that you might see right before you are about to win is if you have 13 tiles and you're one tile away from winning the game, this is called tenpai. So this is where you have a hand and you just need one more tile to go. It's also called a ready hand. So this is indicating if you've got this, you have 13 tiles that are all sequences, triplets, pairs, but you just need one more tile to make it happen. So 10 pies is a little too much. I know 10 pies is kind of a lot, isn't it? So let's look at this hand that's almost close to winning. So let's look at some of the tiles. So first, on the very far left, we've got a pair of 2s. Then right next to it, we have 4, 5, and 6. So that's a sequence already. The one right next to it, though, it's close to being a sequence, but it's not quite a sequence yet. It's only got a 3 and a 4, so that is probably the thing that we need to finish. We probably need to find the missing tile for that in order to win, but let's double check the other ones. So right next to that, we've got a 1, 2, 3. That's good. That's a sequence of 3. And then we've got a 5, 6, 7, which is a sequence of 3. So it looks like everything else is good in this hand except for that 3 and that 4. So we just need a tile that will complete that sequence. So, C. Just throw the E in there. So the thing that we would actually need, it is this very first one, this 2 tile, because that would go 2, 3, 4, if that makes sense. Because if you pick one of these other tiles, if you pick that E, it would be E, 3, 4. That's not a sequence of numbers. And you can't pick this one right here because the symbols on it are different. It's not just enough to have the number be the same, you have to have the symbol on it also be the same. Because you see how here, these 2 pair, they look very similar. All of these are part of I guess you can think of them as a same set. And this 2, it's actually got the fun little flowers on it. So the flowers are gonna go with our other flowers here. And so we're gonna go with it. I'm gonna select A. And that was correct. Who put letters in my numbers? But I hope that makes sense. So that's why we ended up picking this one as the last tile that we needed in order to actually win. We had everything else was ready to go. We had a pair, we had multiple other sequences, but we just had one sequence that was missing one tile. And this was the tile that we grabbed. I guess as an additional thing, it doesn't have to be a 2. We could have grabbed a 5 too. If we had a 5 that was that same flower set, we could have grabbed a 5 instead, but 2 was our option here. Oh my gosh, that's actually true. I think you're right. They are supposed to represent coins. I love that they've got a little flower design on it though. That's how I recognize it. They're flower coins. They're perfect. They're wonderful. Okay, so that's just explaining what it would look like if you've got close to a winning hand and why we're selecting this tile. Okay, and yep, that is correct. So 2, 3, 4 or 3, 4, 5 would have worked. And it's really nice because the game will actually tell you that. If you were in a position where you have like close to a winning hand like this, it will actually give you an idea of how many tiles are still left that could fulfill the win conditions, which is really nice. But yes, either a 2 or a 5 would have worked here for us to win. Okay. And we've got another, we have another quiz real quick just to make sure. Just to make sure we hammer in that this is how this all works. Okay, so let's look over this real quick. We've got a 1, 2, and a 3. That's a sequence. We've got a 4, 5, and a 6. That's a sequence. We've got a 7, 8, 9. That's actually quite good. That's extremely lucky to have all of those together like that. That's great. And then we've got a triplet, a 1, 1, 1 here. And the only one that is by itself is this 2 that is over here. So there's a couple of different things that could help us win here. So theoretically, I believe if we had like a 2, we might be able to win. But what they're actually stating here is, let's say that we have the option of having this 3. You can actually break up that existing triplet and it'll still be fine because it'll be a pair. So if we grab this 3, that will make a 1, 2, 3, and then we have a pair of 1s. So that will still be okay. We'll be able to do it. So yeah, exactly. The 3 will make a 1, 2, 3. So yeah, we're gonna go with that. So that is our correct answer here. All right. So I hope that makes a little more sense. That one was a little more tricky because we didn't have the option to make a pair or a triplet off of that. But yeah, we could make another sequence out of that, which would help us to win. This is about as close to Celestial Jade as we're gonna get. Oh man. Okay, let's do it. So, as I mentioned before, let's actually talk about how you win. Because if you were just making hands that had triplets and doublets and sequences, it's really easy to do that. You end up getting a lot of chances to pick up tiles in this game, either from drawing or from grabbing something that an opponent has discarded. And so, in order to make sure that it's actually a challenge, your hand has to contain something called a Yaku in order to win. And there's a couple of different Yaku. We're gonna go over the most straightforward and simple ones just to get started here. Okay, so here are a couple of simple Yaku. So we're returning to these fun looking tiles, the ones that don't have numbers on them. They have letters instead. Okay, so essentially, what I would consider these as is if you have a triplet of any of the top ones, those are called dragon tiles. I try to remember them because what the letter is in the upper right corner, that refers to a color. So either red for red dragon, G for green dragon, or white for white dragon. If you have a triplet of any of those dragon tiles, that's a Yaku. So if you have a triplet of these in your hand, and then all the rest of your tiles are triplets or sequences or doublets, you're set to go. That's all you need. That means that dragon tiles are pretty, I don't know, I think they're really easy to remember. I think it's fairly straightforward to remember, okay, if I have 3 of these dragon tiles that all match each other, then I'm set to go. I'm all ready. I don't need to worry about anything else. I can just focus on the rest of my hand now. Generally, as a rule of thumb, if you start your hand with 2 dragon tiles, it's probably a good idea to hold on to those and see if you can't fill out like a triplet for those. Because it's generally pretty easy to do from there. If you start your hand with only 1 of them, It's a little harder. You could look into it. You could luck into getting a second one. In fact, it's always a feels bad if you discard one and then you you end up drawing another one later and you're like, no, I could have had it. But it's honestly, most of the time, just a good idea to just get rid of it if you've only got one in your hand, because there's a couple other different Yaku that you can focus on instead. But if you start your hand and you've got two, that's awesome. It's in my opinion, the easiest Yaku that you can get. So if you have two of these dragon tiles in your hand, just hold on to them. Wait to see if someone else discards one that can make a triplet, or see if you end up drawing one that will make a triplet, and then you're totally set from there. A slightly more complicated type of Yaku are these wind tiles. Okay. This took me a little bit just to like remember and wrap my head around. But in the center of the Mahjong board, the very, very center, there will be a wind direction. So in this case, for most of the games that you are going to be playing, it will say east in the very center. So if you, during the course of a game, if you have what is called the prevalent wind, it is the wind that is indicated in the very center of the board, you can use that as a Yaku. So let's say you start a game, it says east in the very center of the table. You start your hand and you've got two of these east tiles in your hand. That's awesome. That's fantastic. That means you only need one more, and then you'll be able to consider that a Yaku. It's essentially just a way of like, oh, I don't know, it's kind of charming in a way. It's this idea that, oh, the prevalent wind is coming from the east. If you have the eastern tiles and you have a triplet of them, then you can win with the hand that you have. So anyway, always look at the center of the table just to see what the prevalent wind is. And if you end up having three of those, then that counts as a Yaku. And then your hand, so long as you get all of the other tiles together, you're ready to go. The slightly more complicated thing is, okay, let me think of how best to explain this. So, okay, so you see in the middle, it says east, right? On the outside, there are additional directions that are indicated. You can see there's a west, there's a north, there's an east, and there's a south. The one that is facing towards you, it'll generally be in the bottom left-hand corner, and it'll be the only one that is actually facing the right direction. That is your seat wind. That means that you are in the seat that represents that wind. So in this case, they're showing that you're sitting like at the table in the west position. So if you end up having a hand that has two of those west winds, you could get a third one and you could still have a Yaku. It's an additional way that you could have a Yaku if for some reason the east tiles are all gone. So do pay attention to what seat you're in, because you can get a Yaku off of that. So kind of similarly to the dragon tiles, if you start the game with only one of these, you should probably just move on to finding a different Yaku. It's just going to take too long to like gamble your way into hopefully drawing another tile. But if you start the game and you have two tiles that either match the center of the board, which again, in most of your games, the center of the board is going to be east. Sometimes it will be different, but it will tell you ahead of time before you actually start playing. Or you can look to see what seat you're in, which is that lower left-hand corner, and you can compile a triplet that corresponds to that wind. We will we will hop into more examples of this once we actually start playing, but I hope this makes a little bit of sense. So dragon tiles are, in my opinion, the vastly easiest way to get a Yaku, because you only need three of them. Doesn't matter which three, just so long as you have three, whereas the winds are slightly more difficult.
Yes, and exactly. You cannot Yaku with wind tiles that are not your seat or the prevalent wind. That being said, I do want to say you can still use them for a triplet. So if you're wanting to use other wind cards, like in this case, if you wanted to use north or south in order to form a triplet, you can do that, but you still have to find a Yaku elsewhere. And honestly, I've generally found it's kind of difficult to pull that off, because if you start your turn, you know, at the very beginning of the game, and you have wind tiles that don't correspond to your seat or the center, I don't know. Most of the time, it's just better to get rid of them. Obviously, there's going to be times where you can make it work, but there's some other Yaku where you cannot use wind or these dragon tiles, and so sometimes it's just better to get rid of them as early as you can. But anyway, we're going to talk more about that in a second. This is what these tiles represent, and these are some like relatively straightforward Yaku. Okay. All right. So, yeah, exactly. You can technically put together Yaku from other seats on the table, but it is considerably more complicated to do so. So just especially when you're starting out, just try to make it simple for yourself. Just keep an eye on which seat you're in, look at what's in the center of the table, and if you have those dragon tiles, you're awesome. You're ready to go. Ready to go. Okay. So the other Yaku, which is very popular, and honestly pretty straightforward to do, it's called all simples. So all simples is if you have an entire hand that does not have any dragon tiles, it doesn't have any winds, and most importantly, this is very easy to forget because it's easy to remember, okay, I don't need any of the dragon tiles, I don't need any of the wind tiles, that's fine. You also cannot have any tiles that have a 1 or a 9 on them. So make sure if you start a hand that only has 1 wind or 1 dragon tile and you need to get rid of those, also remember to get rid of your 1s and 9s. There are some hands where you can still hold on to 1s and 9s without dragon tiles and winds, but they're a lot more complicated, so for now, we're just gonna say if you don't have enough dragon tiles and you don't have enough wind tiles, get rid of the 1s and 9s in your hand, and then focus on making sequences, triplets, and doublets besides that. This doesn't sound simple. This is true. So essentially, an all simples Yaku is a hand that has tiles between 2 and 8. So between the numbers 2 and 8. Just remember that, because sometimes if you're like me and you forget that, and you remember that you can't have 1s, but you forget that you can't have 9s, and you are confused about why the Yaku has not happened, and then you're like, no! I need to get rid of my 9s. Just remember, it's between 2 and 8. No winds, no dragon tiles, no 1s, no 9s. That's okay if you forget. I certainly did a couple games. I'm like, God, that's so weird. I felt like I should have won there. And then I was like, oh God, I totally forgot. I totally forgot that I couldn't have 1s and 9s. So anyway, this is how you can do a Yaku. This is actually pretty straightforward. As far as putting this together, I've actually found this is pretty easy to do. So if you start the game and you've only got 1 of like a wind tile or like 1 of like a dragon tile or anything, then yeah, you just toss those and just start focusing on all simples. Once you feel more confident in the game, I'll talk about some other things that you can consider later. But yeah, when you're just starting out, I think this is a really straightforward one to do. Wait, can you all hear me? Hello? said Yumie Muto. Can you hear me still? Oh no. I don't see any dropped frames on my side. Okay. Hey y'all, do me a solid. Oh, okay, not mute. Here's the thing. I saw that and my brain registered it as mute, and I'm like, oh, please no. Thank you. Oh my God, you're right. From Yu-Gi-Oh. God, no. Listen, you all have to understand. I have had so many technical issues. Like, I need you to understand that, like, Yu-Gi-Oh was the last thing that my brain thought of there. I'm like, oh no, I'm muted. All right, no, it was just Yu-Gi-Oh. I gotta get back. My heart wasn't in the cards. I gotta get back into this. Don't apologize. No, you made a totally reasonable reference and joke. My brain is just not. It's been a month, y'all. This modem. The technical issue PTSD. Oh, Yuichi, my apologies. You were absolutely correct. The heart of the tiles. My brain was not in the heart of the tiles. That is absolutely correct. Oh my God, Yumio is perfect though. Oh my God. You know, my brain, all that it can think of is like, just being grateful that I haven't crashed yet. You know, this actually seems pretty good though. I haven't had any issues yet. I keep leaning too far forward and my model freaks out, but like, that's fine. That's usual. That's usual amounts of scuff. Believe in the heart of the tiles. Yumie, Mahjong Master, Yumio. Oh God. Oh. Okay. So I hope this makes sense. I know all of this has been kind of a lot, but we're gonna have a couple of quiz questions that will go over this, and then we're gonna actually have a game where I'm gonna talk through my moves just to explain what's happening here. So yeah, anyway, so you can have, again, for Yakus, you can have the dragon tiles, where you have 3 of those. Doesn't matter which one, you just need 3 of them in your hand. And again, like 3 matching ones. And then you can have either the prevalent wind, which is in the center of the table, or your seat wind, or you can just get rid of all of those tiles, get rid of the 1s and the 9s, just have between 2 and 8, and then you're set to go. All right. So there is, how best should I explain this? There's a couple of different win conditions that have, I guess, just like specific terms that are associated with them. This is a Riichi. So this is 1 step away from winning. A Riichi is it's like 1 step away from winning, and it's when you haven't interacted with any of your opponent's tiles whatsoever. I actually do wish that in this tutorial they had talked about interacting with opponent's tiles first, because I think that would help to make this section make a little more sense, but we'll be hopping into that shortly. So in Mahjong, you can interact with discarded tiles from your opponents, which is really cool. So if your opponent discards a tile and it meets certain conditions, you can actually grab that tile and you can use it, which is really nice. But if for whatever reason you don't ever interact with your opponent's tiles, like at all, you just like have all of the tiles that you need just from drawing from your own deck, you can call what is referred to as Riichi, which is where you're indicating, hey, I have all of the tiles that I need. I just need 1 more tile, and I haven't interacted with any of you. I did this all from my own pile of tiles. And you end up, it's kind of like a bet big, win big type of deal. You have to put down 1,000 points as a wager. But if you end up winning, oh boy, you will win a lot. So it's also something that can be pretty easy to win with if you're early enough in the game. Like if you have a really good hand right off the bat, and within the first couple of turns, you are like just about ready to win, go ahead and call this. Like it's gonna be pretty easy for you to get the remaining tile that you need. I think that Riichi becomes a little more tricky the further in the game you get, because more people start calling it, and that can get really crazy very quickly. It becomes more risky to do this. Because you might you might just lose 1,000 points, and you might have some other issues. But early in a match, I'd say this is pretty like a pretty easy bet to do. But yeah, that's what this refers to. So Riichi is where you don't interact with your opponents whatsoever. You just have everything that you need in your hand just from drawing from your own deck, and then you're able to go from there. Okay, they're gonna have us talk about Yaku now. We'll do a quick Yaku quiz. That's a funny order to do this in, but this will be good. It'll reinforce things for y'all. Okay. So this is returning to Yaku, just to go over how this works. So which of these following sequences is a Yaku? They have made this extremely easy. So just to check, all of these that are being displayed here, these are wind cards, right? Or not cards, excuse me. I played too much Magic. These are wind tiles, excuse me. Wind tiles. So the wind, how that works again, is you have to look at the very center of the table, see what wind is prevalent, and then also look at your seat, which is that lower left-hand corner, to see what that says. This one is really straightforward because it is the same. If you look in the center of the table and you look in the lower left-hand corner, it is the same wind. It is east. So east is the correct one. East is the right one to pick. So yeah, that's pretty straightforward. If this had been something different here, we could have picked something different, but they made it easy. Both of these were east. So yeah, this would actually be cool too, because we would get a bonus for having a Yaku that was the prevalent wind and our seat wind, which is awesome. That's pretty cool whenever that happens. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, we got some more things here. So which tile should we discard if we want to achieve Tanyao? So from what I understand, Tanyao is just like your, Tanyao is the other term for, all simples. For whatever reason, they didn't define that prior to this. But that's, correct me if I'm wrong, but Tanyao, I believe, is all simples. So that's when you have tiles between 2 and 8. So in this case, if we want to have a Yaku and we don't have any winds, we don't have any dragon tiles, we just want to make sure that we have between 2 and 8. Perfect! Ha! 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 Context clues. Excellent. I had realized that I hadn't actually looked that up prior to this. So thank you. Thank you for confirming that. Okay. So if we want to achieve the all simples, or Tanyao, where we have between the 2 and the 8 tiles, we need to make sure that we don't have any wind tiles, we don't have any dragon tiles, and we cannot have 1s or 9s. And I can tell you that we have a 1. It looks like there's a 1 right in the center here, so we got to get rid of that. If we actually want to complete this Yaku, we got to get rid of that tile. So we're getting rid of the 1, and when we do that, we will actually have our winning all simples here, because then we've got 2, 3, and 4, which completes a sequence. We've got this sequence right here, 5, 6, 7, and yeah, we're kind of good to go. The only thing that we would need beyond that is we have to get this sequence filled out here, this 3 and this 4. But yeah, so that's how that works. For all simples, that's just a reminder that you need to get rid of the 1s and the 9s as well. You can't just get rid of the wind tiles and the dragon tiles. You got to get rid of those 1s and 9s. All right. We've kind of already talked about this, but this is actually showing what the board is going to look like, which I think is kind of nice. So this is what the actual Mahjong board will appear when you actually go to play. So you'll be able to see your hand, which is nice. You'll have the 13 tiles here. This will show if you've drawn a tile, and then you can decide if you want to keep that tile or get rid of one of your other tiles. Your cute little avatar will be right here. I know some of you have already managed to pull some of the Blue Archive characters, which is wild. Congratulations on that. That is incredible. I do not know if I will be as lucky when we make some pulls, but we're going to do our best. And then, yeah, you can see here's the other players at the table with you. So Mahjong is played with either 4 or 3 players. Most of the time, I'd probably just suggest doing 4. It's pretty straightforward, and there's a lot of people who play 4-player Mahjong, so it'll be really easy to pair up with people to do that. And don't you worry, we're going to talk about the polls. I figure we'll talk about that a little bit later. I'm going to actually play a little bit with you folks first, and then we'll talk about that. But yeah, so you can see the other players as well as like their tiles, which is kind of fun. And then in the center of the board, that's where you can check out the information on what is the prevalent wind. That's in the very, very center. And then you can also check what is your seat wind. In this case, our seat is west for the west wind. And then whenever you discard a tile, you'll just put it right in front, just like this. So you can see that our opponents have already discarded 2 tiles. So this opponent discarded a tile over here. It looks like that's a red dragon that they discarded. They probably only had the one. So they're trying to get rid of that as fast as possible. And then this opponent discarded a white dragon over here. All right. So another thing to note, now that you're a little more familiar with like what this looks like, in the center, you're gonna notice there is a number that is right after the prevalent wind. So in this case, this says East 1. That just indicates what round it is. Generally, in the games that I've played, most of them will go for at least 4 rounds. So you'll have like East 1, East 2, East 3, and East 4. That's just indicating what round of the game it is. And that also gives a chance for everybody to serve as like the first player, which is kind of nice. So yeah, I think that's kind of nice. Oh. You know, I actually, I don't know, the more that I have learned about playing Mahjong digitally, I'm kind of impressed with the people who do this, like, in the real world, because it's a lot of things to keep track of. There's a whole lot of stuff you have to do. But yeah, I don't know, it's, there's a lot of really nice, I would say quality of life features in Mahjong Soul, which I personally think make it very appealing to play. Having to play in real life, there's a lot of things you have to keep track of yourself, but the game actually helps you a lot, which I think is great. I don't think that's even to the detriment of the difficulty either. So yeah. Alrighty. Moving on. This is just kind of talking about what we've already said. So on your turn, again, you have 13 tiles. You'll draw a tile or you'll interact with your opponent's discards, which we'll talk about in a moment here. But regardless of whatever it is that you're doing, you will always be discarding a tile on your turn because you can't have more than a 13 tile hand, at least not until you like draw the winning tile, if that makes sense. So you'll have a 13 tile hand until you draw whatever is your win condition. And in the interim, you'll be discarding a tile each turn in some capacity. That's the thing. I feel like that's a good point. Owning your own Mahjong table, God, some of them can be really expensive too. There's like custom Mahjong tables that will like sort the tiles and they'll shuffle them for you and do all this crazy stuff. It's kind of incredible. It's kind of amazing. Oh, okay. So, oh yes, finally. Okay. I don't know why they talked about Riichi first. I feel like we should have talked about this earlier, but it's fine. We're here. We're finally arriving at what I think is a very important part of the game, because this is something you will be thinking about and doing a lot. So, you don't just have to draw tiles from your own deck. You can also interact with the tiles of your opponents, which is extremely important. This is a huge way that you will get the tiles that you need to win. However, there are restrictions for what tiles you can pick up when. In particular, if you are trying to pick up a tile for a sequence. So a sequence, again, it's a grouping of 3 tiles that are moving up sequentially. So in this case, like a 6 and an 8 are in this person's hand. Their opponent to their left has just discarded a 7 tile, which would make a sequence. It would make a 6, 7, 8 in your hand. You can then decide whether or not you want to Chii that tile. If you Chii that tile, you will snatch it out of your opponent's discard, and then you will form a sequence from that. Just to make sure that you're not lying about that, whenever you interact with your opponent's tiles, you have to reveal the tiles. So if you Chii, so if you're grabbing the tile that you need for a sequence, those tiles are now on the table so that everyone can see them. Because otherwise, I mean, how are they supposed to know whether or not that was actually legit? So if you're interacting with your opponent's tiles, just anticipate that your tiles are going to end up on the table. All of the ones that are involved in that anyway. So once you Chii this, you will grab that 7 tile, and then the 6, 7, 8 are going to go on the table to the right, just so that everyone can see that, yes, you did actually have a sequence. You weren't lying. And so forth. One important thing, though, is that you can only Chii, so you can only grab a tile that fulfills a sequence from the player to your left. So if the player to your right or the player across from you, if they play a tile that would complete a sequence in your hand, you cannot grab that. You have to grab the tile from the player on your left. Another thing that I want y'all to keep in mind is that just because you can grab a tile from the left doesn't mean you should. A lot of times the game will give you the option. It's essentially telling you, hey, your opponent to the left just discarded a tile, which could make a sequence in your hand. But you should know it will tell you that even if you already have that sequence. So you need to be very careful. Just because the Chii pops up, that doesn't mean that you should click on it. Think about it for a minute. Think about if you actually need that tile or not, because sometimes you might not. You might not actually want to grab that, and then you can just hit skip. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. Yes, so that was a perfect timing, because that was something I was just about to go over. The only exception to this rule about only being able to interact with your opponent to your left is if you are 1 tile away from winning. Generally, you're able to grab tiles from your opponents if that's the case. So if you're in Riichi, for example, and you haven't grabbed any tiles from anyone else, generally you will be able to grab tiles from your opponents just to finish the sequence. But this is kind of a case-by-case basis. I would generally just think of if you need to fulfill a sequence and you're not like literally on your last tile, you need to only worry about the player to your left. Whatever the player to your right and the player in front of you are doing, doesn't matter, you can't grab those tiles if you're not like 1 tile away from winning. If you are 1 tile away from winning, it's a whole different story. You're in a much better position at that point. But prior to that, you can only complete sequences from the player to your left, and always look very carefully over your hand before you do that so that you don't accidentally grab a tile that you don't need to, if that makes sense. Okay. So the other way that you can interact with your opponents is something called pon. Pon, I love pon.
Pawn is great. Pawn is extremely flexible. Instead of only being able to interact with the opponent to your left, you can pawn any of your opponents, and a pawn is specifically to make a triplet. So if you have 2 tiles in your hand that are the same tile, and then any of your opponents slap down a tile that would make a triplet, you will then get this option that pops up that says pawn. Most of the time, take the pawn. Like, most of the time, you want to take the pawn. I think the only time where you might not want to is if you're trying to do an all simples Yaku, where you have tiles between 2 and 8, and you're trying to get rid of your 1s or your 9s. Sometimes it might give you the option to pawn, and you're like, oh no, wait, but I'm trying to get rid of my 1s. I don't want to actually, I don't want to do that. Because when you pawn, just like when you are filling out a sequence with Chii, when you grab that tile to make a triplet, that ends up on the board. You can essentially think of it as you're locking yourself in at that point. So I guess I'd probably have the same advice for Chii to be very cautious if you are trying to make an all simples hand. That will be impossible to do so if you pawn 1s or 9s, or if you have a sequence that have 1s or 9s and it's on the board, because like it's done, you're locked in. Like all of the other players see that you had that sequence or you had that pawn, you can't get rid of it now. So that's just my cautionary tale that has also happened to me. In some of my earliest games where I'm like, oh no, wait, I didn't actually want to form that triplet. No, now I can't make an all simples. Oh no, I have 3 1s. I have to look for another Yaku. And that's a terrible, terrible position to be in. C button, hit button. That's the thing. I can't blame you all. Look at how pretty it is. It's blue, it's shiny, it's trying to invite you to hit it. And I'm trying to say, just be cautious. What I'm going to show you after this is some games against AI, which I would highly suggest doing a bunch of, because you'll just get more familiar with like playing your hands and like thinking through things. And it's also fine if you make mistakes. That's totally fine. Totally. It's true. It is truly a pawn moment, yes. You hit the pawn button and you're like, wait, no, I didn't actually want to form a triplet. But here's the thing. Most of the time, I think pawn is a super powerful tool. I think because it's so much easier to pawn, because you can interact with all of your opponent's tiles, I generally think that forming triplets is like a much easier way to build your hand, but you're honestly sometimes just going to be in a position where you have a bunch of sequences. So yeah, it's just something to keep in mind. Triplets are a little easier to form because of that, but it's also totally within the realm of possibility that you'll draw the tiles that you need for a sequence, or the player to your left might just like dump out all these tiles and you're like, yeah, I love that. Give me all of them. I need all of those. Thank you. That's so kind of you. I'll take all those tiles now. Yes, thank you. Oh my word. Yes, that's correct, Yumie. Pawns are powerful tools. Yes, this is true. Oh man. Okay, so those are the 2 primary ways. Oh my gosh, my tracking is not having a happy time today. My apologies. I'm just gonna be randomly collapsing to the side. So these are the 2 main ways that you'll interact with your opponents. So you'll either interact with the player to your left, by calling Chii and grabbing a tile to form a sequence, or you'll call pawn and you'll grab a tile that will form a triplet. So yeah. Okay, there's one other very fancy purple colored thing that might show up for you as well. I guess it's kind of magenta colored. This is called Kan. Kan is something where you have 4 of a kind.
And honestly, most of the time, I'd probably say to just take it, like take con. You'll get to like draw more tiles or like do more things with it if you do that. So I think it's decent. All colors look the same. That's the thing. For some of you too, some of these colors might not. Depending on like what type of colorblind you are. Some of these, you just pay attention to what the word says and you should be all right. But yeah, no, con is just referring to if you already have 3 of a kind in your hand, and then either an opponent or you end up drawing or discarding, like your opponent's discard a tile that would make a, like instead of a triplet, it's making 4 tiles that are all the same. You can call con, and then just like everything else, if you call con or Chii or pon, you have to prove it, right? The other players can't just take your word for it. So you'll take those tiles and you'll stick them on the table, just to indicate that like, yes, I did actually have 4 of a kind. I wasn't lying. And you can actually get some extra points for doing this. It's also just a nice way to like filter through the deck. So by and large, I think that con is good. I think it's a good thing to do, but again, like always be careful. If you're trying to get certain Yaku, maybe you don't want to do a con. Maybe you just want to like get rid of that tile or just ignore it. But yeah, by and large, con is a pretty powerful way to like get something out of your hand, actually like lock in 4 of a kind, and then start working on the rest of your hand. So that's good. Okay, we got some quiz time. We're gonna go over a couple more things here. We'll have a couple of examples, and then I'm actually gonna play a game to show you all like everything we've talked about, like actually putting this all together for you folks. Okay, so which of the following hands can Chii this 6 tile from the last player? So just as a reminder, Chii, that is when we're trying to complete a sequence, and that's specifically from the player on our left. So in this scenario, the player on our left has just discarded this 6 tile that has these, what I assume are bamboo shoots. They look like bamboo shoots. That's always what I've been thinking of them as. But these what I'm going to call is bamboo shoots. They have discarded a 6. So the player on our left put the 6 down on the table, and then we can call Chii on this, because if we have a 4 and a 5, we can actually create a sequence out of that. So again, you have to make sure that they're all matching. So even though these other 2, they have a 7 and an 8 or a 5 and a 7, the symbols on them don't match. So we would have to pair that 6 with the 4 and the 5 from the same set. Yes, they are sticks. Excellent, excellent. Wait. No, are they originally scrolls? Oh, I could see that. I could see them being scrolls. They just look like bamboo is the thing. They made them colored green. Oh, I'm sorry, scrolls. I'm sorry that I thought you were bamboo. That's all I can think of. They just look like bamboo. But yes, so this is why we would pair these together. So this would form a sequence with these tiles. All right, so which of the following hands can pawn the wind, specifically the west wind tile from another player? So pawn, as opposed to Chii, we can pawn any player. It doesn't have to be the player to our left. And pawn is specifically to make 3 of a kind. This one I think is great because they're trying to trip you up. They're like, oh, can you form a sequence? Oh, no, you can't form a sequence with these tiles. They're not numerical. So yes, it would indeed be letter C. So that is our way to make a triplet of this. And if we were sitting in the west wind spot, this would be a Yaku. So this would essentially guarantee that if we can get all the other winning tiles in our hand, we're all set to go. But yes, no, if you combine you can't pawn this with an east and a south wind, and you can't pawn it with a white dragon or a green dragon. Oh
man. Yeah, no, a sequence of dragons or winds would be kind of wild. That is not a thing. But yeah. Anyway, this is kind of the basics of this. I am trying to remember if there's anything else beyond this. No, that's it. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we've gone over the basics. That was like the first hour or so. I know I went through that pretty slowly, but I just wanted to make sure that like all of this makes some sense. There's a couple of other terms that are going to come up that I will explain as they happen, because since we're going to be playing a really slow AI match, I'll be able to explain terms as they pop up. And we'll also be able to go through like different types of hands, why I'm picking certain tiles, why our opponents are picking certain tiles, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, no, it was a bit of a long tutorial. I promise it's not actually that bad, but there's a lot of terminology just to hop into this. Okay, so this is how you actually do an AI match. So at the very bottom here, this friendly match, you'll click on that, and then you're just gonna wanna create a room. So let's create a room, and then we can actually have parameters for this room. So make sure you select that it's a versus AI. Then it will actually generate AI opponents for you to fight against. And then I would highly suggest just giving yourself as much time as possible for your turns. In a like regular or like competitive Mahjong match, you will only have this 5 plus 20 seconds. And that is, it's kind of intense. I wouldn't start with that. I would suggest practicing a lot with as much time as possible, just so that you can like really think about your hands, really look at what your opponents are doing, and kind of go from there. So yeah. Anyway, let's hop into this. Alrighty, we're gonna create a room here, and then we're gonna go fight against a bunch of, every time I've done this, all of my opponents are all Ichihime, which is perfect. Alright, let's go, start! Let's do it. God, this loading screen is so cute. The Battle of the Ichihime. Oh god. Okay. So we have 300 seconds to think about this, which is a lot of time. So let's take a look at our opening hand here. So a couple of things that you're going to want to look at immediately. First, let's look at the center of the board. So we can immediately see that the prevalent wind is east, because we've got this east in the center. And then in the lower left-hand corner, this is our seat wind. We actually are the same seat as the prevalent wind, so if we manage to actually get that, that would be pretty cool. Unfortunately though, just looking at our hand, we've only got one east wind tile and one north wind tile, which is not great. We could theoretically draw into more tiles that we want, but I don't know. That's kind of risky. Besides that, something that's really nice. Oh, remind me, after this is done, I need to show you all how to toggle on the feature that actually shows these numbers. I need to remember to do that after this. We'll play through this match first. So let's actually look at our hand. I love that it actually organizes this for you. It tries to make this as easy as possible, so it will group things based on whether things are doublets, triplets, or sequences. So we can already see we've got one sequence here. We've got a 1, 2, 3. We have a doublet. We have a 7 and a 7, and we actually have another doublet, an 8 and an 8. I think that what I'm going to do is I will get rid of the north tile and then hope, like cross my fingers that maybe we draw an east. Because if we draw an east, then we can actually keep this sequence here. That would be pretty cool for an all simples. So yeah, we'll get rid of this north tile. Farewell, north tile. And no one picked it up, so no one actually had a doublet of a north tile, which is great. So all our opponents have played. Because they're AI, they're gonna play really fast. In a normal game, your opponents will like take some time thinking about their turns. But yeah, so our opponent over here got rid of a west tile. And then our other opponents got rid of a 2 and a 1, it looks like. Okay, so we drew a 3. That doesn't really pair with anything that we've got in our hand.
maybe what we'll do is we'll get rid of this 9 for now. I'm still hoping that I can draw an east. That's a foolish thing to think. Wait, is that true? If I use the stickers, they'll respond? I actually had never tried that before. On this right here, my head is blocking it, but you can see there's this cute little emote thing. You can actually click on this and you can have emotes that show up during the match. I'm gonna use this one. Hello. Hello, opponent. That's amazing. I didn't know they would do that. Okay. So I'm holding on to idle hope that we will actually draw an east tile. I don't think that that is actually going to happen, but regardless, we need to get rid of the 1s and 9s anyway if we're going to do an all simples, so we'll just go ahead and get rid of this 9. We'll hold on to this 3 here. A pawn! So a pawn just happened. This opponent was able to pawn. Oh, they have the green dragons. Oh, that's so lucky. Oh, I wish I had a hand that had all the dragons in it. That's so good. Okay, so now we have been presented with an option to Chii. So over here, our opponent has just played a 9, which would form a sequence, a 7, 8, and a 9. I'm gonna be honest though, I don't really know that I want to do that because I've already got a doublet with 2 7s and 2 8s, and I'm gonna disrupt that if I do that. So I don't think I actually want that. I'm gonna skip that. No thank you, opponent. Okay, we've drawn an 8. It's looking very unlikely that we're actually gonna get that east wind. Oh, I might have to give up the east wind. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. Secret Yaku, complete the sticker sequence to distract your opponent. Take this, opponents. God, the stickers in this game are hilarious. Okay, so we've drawn an 8. It still doesn't really pair with anything. Oh. An 8's kind of close to a 6 on this, though. I'm gonna get rid of this 8, I think. Something really nice, you'll see when I grab this tile, it will actually show you on the board if an opponent has already discarded that. So when I grab this 8 tile, you can see that this 8 over here has been darkened to indicate that someone else has already discarded this. This is actually really helpful for if you're trying to make a triplet of some kind, especially with like the wind tiles or some of the others, because you're able to see, oh, my opponents have already discarded a couple of these. It's like statistically impossible for me to complete a triplet with this. I just need to get rid of these. Yes, that is a good question. There are 4 of each type of tile. So let's say that I had 2 east tiles in my hand, but my opponents had each discarded an east tile. There's no more east tiles that are going to show up. So I am never going to form a triplet, and I won't have a Yaku off of that. So at that point, unless we're playing with like more complicated types of Yaku, just get rid of the east tiles at that point. But so far, no one else has, see when I grab this tile, no one else has done that. So we're okay. Let's get rid of this 8. I think that's fine to get rid of the 8 because one of our opponents already got rid of one. Ugh. We are being offered the chance to Chii. I don't think I want to do that because that will lock us in with a 1. So even though we already have this sequence, it detects that I could form a Chii with this. Like I could form a sequence, but we've already got a 1, 2, and a 3. So I'm probably gonna, I'm gonna skip that because that would lock us in. It would throw that on the board. And I'm still worried that we might need to do an all simples, so we'll skip. I think I might need to give up. I might need to give up on this. This plan to draw another east tile. We'll get rid of this west tile though. We can see someone else already got rid of a west tile. So we're gonna hope that that doesn't help our opponent across the way, but we'll just get rid of this. Yep, they didn't pick it up, so we're okay. Well, I think it's time. We're gonna start moving to actually having a more of a winning hand here. Oh yeah, so it's drawing, it's kind of off screen. It doesn't actually like show the deck, but right here on the far right, this tile is the one that we just drew. And then this is our hand. So we each like, I guess like in the game world, we each have our own like pile that we're drawing from. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like I'm not drawing this east tile. So I guess what we'll do is we'll grab this, we'll get rid of this 3. I'm trying to think, do I want to get rid of the 3? I'll get rid of the 3. And then this is another doublet that we have. No, game, don't give me a pair. No, give me an east. Give me an east, please. I want an east tile. Yeah, I think that, I actually don't know how, just because I've only played Mahjong digitally, I'm not sure if it's one shared pile that everyone's drawing from. My understanding was that everyone had like access to tiles on their own. But yeah, so we're like each drawing from like a pile that's separate from our hand. Okay. Game, you can't do this to me. Believe in the heart of the tile, Yumie. I'll believe in the heart of the tile, but I have a suspicion that it will betray me. I think it's gonna betray me. I'm gonna get rid of this too. This is wrong. This is not what I should be doing. No! Not the south tile. Hold on, has anyone gotten rid of? One person got rid of an east. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the south. Farewell. Okay, that was what I thought. Each player has like their own wall of tiles. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, perfect. So this 3 will actually make a triplet. So that's good. Let's go ahead and we'll get rid of... I'm still vaguely hoping I draw an east, which is dumb. I should not hope for such a thing. But we'll go ahead and... guess I'll get rid of this. Farewell 6. Because we could also have a doublet here, and then we could have a sequence of 1, 2, 3 like this. We're being offered the chance to pawn! Look, we can pawn! Our opponent has just played an 8. We can grab the 8 and then have a triplet of 8s. Okay, that one is a safe pawn, because even if we want to do all simples, that will still be between 2 and 8, which is fine. So we're gonna pawn them. Pawn! Ponya! Ponya! Okay, perfect. Ugh. It's decision time. I think I have to get rid of the east. Bye-bye east. Oh, and actually we have to. Look, there's 2 easts, just like I said. It's impossible for us to get a Yaku off of that now. Okay, farewell. Farewell, east tile. I knew you well. I'm so sad to see you go. Okay, so we gotta start getting rid of our ones. Let's go ahead and get rid of this one. Farewell 1. We'll see if we're actually able to win this. I don't want to Chii that because that will lock in our 1 here. We don't want that. Skip. Ugh. We have a 2. We'll hold on to the 2. Bye-bye 1. Whee! The 1 is gone. Farewell 1. Ooh! We can con. Let's con. So we have con is where we've got a 3 of a kind already in our hand, and then we just drew a 3. We could also con if one of our opponents had put down a 3. So let's do it, because we'll get an extra draw off of that. So con. Kanya! So because we did that, we were able to draw another tile, which I think is generally just a good idea. So we're good here. So we've locked in these 3s and we've locked in these 8s. These are on the board now. My hand has no pathetic tiles, Kaiba. All right, farewell, North Wind. Goodbye. Goodbye, North Wind. It's so sad. Oh, yeah, actually, that is a great question. There's a couple of rules that they didn't discuss in that broad tutorial. It's a way to get some extra points. So if you look up here in the upper left-hand corner, it will tell you a couple of tiles. These tiles are representing what will be like bonus points for this round, but it's always that tile plus 1. So in this case, if we had a 5 bamboo, because there's a 4 bamboo here, so it'd be a 4 plus 1. So if we had a 5 bamboo, or if we had a 6 of the flower coins, then we will get extra points if we have that in our hand. So yeah, that's what that's referring to. But yeah, unfortunately, unfortunately our hand does not have that any longer, but that is okay. That is okay. This white dragon's cool and all, but as you can see when I grab it, all of the other white dragons are already on the board. So farewell, white dragon. We do not actually need you. Farewell. One other thing I want to point out, in the very center, in addition to it saying what round it is, so it's saying East 1, right below that, there's another number that's got an X and then the number next to it. That's indicating how many more draws there are before the round ends. So we have 18 more tiles that collectively, as a group, we can draw. So yeah, we're kind of getting close to the end here. I'm hoping I can actually put us in a winning position, but I'm not entirely sure if that is the case. Yes, oh my gosh, that is also a very good shout out, Kazu. So yeah, you can check the full list of Yaku in the options, or there's also some helpful like question marks and things that you can click on, which is good. But yeah, thankfully the game tries to like walk you through this as best as it can, even though some of the terms are a little complicated. Okay, so let's think. Ugh, this is a rough hand. Maybe we'll have a better one in one of our future games, but let's go. Ugh, what gives us the best chance here? How many? So there's no 3s that have been played. What about 2s? There's no 2s that have been played. There's 1 8 that's been played. Let's go ahead and get rid of the 1. Okay. You're gonna see what our opponents do. No 6s have been played. What about 2s? Oh, there's a couple of 2s already on the board. Now, we could theoretically make a sequence. We could do a 2 and a 3 here, which would actually get a sequence for us. Has anyone played any 3s yet? Hold on, let me see. 3 of bamboo. I actually don't see a 3 of bamboo. So maybe we'll hold out hope that we can actually make a sequence with this 2 and this 4 here. Okay, so probably what we'll do then is we'll go put this 8 down. Okay. Okay. Oh no! You're right! Never mind. All of the 3s are in my con. Well, no sequence for us. We're gonna go get rid of those. Oh, that's too funny. That's too funny. Hey, at least it's on the board. At least it's on the board. Yeah, no, look at all that pawn gameplay. It's super funny. I probably would have realized that in a couple of turns and been like, damn, it was me. I was the one holding myself back from winning. It was me all along. Okay. All right, that's fine. See, here's the thing. It's kind of fine just to have fun with this game. I'm not like amazing at it, but I hope that I've been able to explain how this works. This is a pretty rough opening hand that we had, but we're just kind of gonna roll with it and see how things go. So if that's the case, we cannot actually form a sequence, so we're gonna get rid of this 2. Should I get rid of the west? We'll get rid of the 2. Okay. Okay. And then we're gonna get rid of the west because we can't do anything with it anyway. And yeah, exactly. So that was actually a pretty good shout out for why maybe we shouldn't have done a con there, because we could have had the 3 of a kind and we could have had a 2, a 3, and a 4. So that's why it's always good to be cautious with that. I also kind of just wanted to show y'all what a con actually looked like.
It's kind of exciting to hit the button. I succumbed to my own worst enemy. Oh, we actually have the option to pawn. I think that we should take that because we can actually get the 7s all kind of figured out, get those on our board. Got a con for the content. I really did. I did see the button and I hit the button. It was too exciting. But yeah, that's a pretty good example of why you should be really careful. If you do have the option in your hand to form something else, then maybe it isn't the right decision to do a con there. Okay, so let's see. We just have a bunch of singles in our hand that aren't really doing anything. Theoretically, we could do a 6, 7, 8 with this. I see some 7s on the board, so it's not unheard of. Do we have any 2s, any 4s, any 3s? I guess we're just gonna have to risk it. We're just gonna have to, yeah, useless singles in my area. We gotta get rid of them. We gotta get rid of all these. Okay, so we'll hold on to the 6 and the 8 on the off chance we can actually make a sequence of some sort. Yeah, that's the thing. It does seem like this is probably just going to be an exhaustive draw here. We've only got 5 more tiles left. It's probably fine. This was a pretty bad hand that we had. Riichi in bio. Oh, that's too perfect. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Oh my god. Speaking of, useless things, I just had some motorcycles that came by again. They knew I was streaming. But hey, we've been going for an hour and a half and I've had no dropped frames. I think we can conclude that the modem is actually pretty good. Fingers crossed. Oh, yeah, that's a great question. So there is a red dot that is on this. I had understood that this just was like a different look to a 5 tile, but the fact that it's actually shiny has always made me suspect that it's actually worth something if it's actually in your hand. Generally, if the game is telling you that something is shiny, that means if it's in your hand at the end of the game, you're going to get some extra points for it. But yeah, that actually is something that at least was not explained in the tutorial to me, so. Hey, let's go! Oh, excuse me, my apologies. I hit the microphone, I got too excited. But yes, that's fantastic. So yes, if tile is shiny, tile give more point, essentially. If tile is shiny, if you have tile in your winning hand, you will get more points for it. I guess we could hold on to the shiny tile. I know, I'm just beating up my mic over here. That's this poor mic. Oh, this is the last draw. None of us won. All right. So this player actually had close to a winning hand, so they only needed 1 more tile. So they were in a better position than the rest of us. So they technically are coming out on top there. So this player had like a 13 tile hand. They just needed 1 more to go. And because they did that, even though we ran out of tiles, their like overall score was still better. So that's why they won that round. It was a small win, a tiny win. Okay. Ugh. Okay, let's take a look at this hand. So, yeah. So in that last round, we just ran out of tiles. We actually used up all 66 draws that we had. Man, another rough hand. Oh, this is actually a really funny thing. So even though you can't use them in a sequence, if one of the dragon tiles or the wind tiles ends up in this upper left-hand corner here, they will like have like a sequence of like what will be the tile that's worth more. Because like in the last round, we had a 4 bamboo here and a 5 coin, which meant that if you add +1 to those, because the 4 bamboo was here, a 5 bamboo would have been worth more. You can't really like add 1 to a green dragon and make it worth something.
So instead, they've just picked one of the other dragon colors to like be the thing that's worth more. In this case, that looks like they've picked the red dragon, which is why this red dragon is all shiny right now. But yeah, no, we've actually got 2 shinies in our hand. So looking at our hand, we have a couple of potential sequences. Oh, that's actually a very good shout out. If you think of it in alphabetical order, green, red, white, that's how they're organizing those. Kazu, that's a damn good shout out. Thank you. Okay, so this is not a great opening hand. That's okay. We'll hold on to our red. We don't have to give it up immediately. Maybe we'll draw it. Maybe it'll be okay. But so far we can see one of our opponents has gotten rid of a green tile. So I'm thinking, based on what we drew, let's go ahead and get rid of... This could form a sequence if we actually had things. Let's get rid of the south, because we're sitting in the north seat right now. We'll get rid of our south tile. Bye-bye, south. Farewell. We have a 9. Oh, this is hard. I'm trying to think what would make the most sense here. Maybe what I'll do is get rid of our white tile. Red records, red archive. Ugh. Okay, let's get rid of this. Farewell, white tile. I knew thee well. So it's giving us the option to Chii. Trying to decide if we actually want to do that, because we'll end up getting locked in if that's the case. I'm almost tempted to do it just to show you all like what would actually happen if we do that, if we're locked into this. But I also kind of want to show, maybe I will just do it, just to show you folks what would happen even if we were able to fill everything else out. All right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. It's gonna lock us into needing some other kind of Yaku because we'll have a 1 as part of that sequence, but we'll just go ahead and do it. So we're gonna Chii. Chinya. Okay, so over here, you can see we've got the, well, it's kind of obstructed by me, but there's a 1, 2, and a 3 that are all on the table over here. And then we need to get rid of something else that's in our hand. Let's go... We'll go ahead and get rid of this. Go ahead and get rid of this 8, I think. Farewell 8. Farewell 8. Okay. This is okay. So in our hand, we have an 8 and a 9 with a 7 that could form a sequence. We've got 5, 6, 8. If we have a 7 or a 4, we could form a sequence with this. 5, 6, we could have a 4 or a 7 that form a sequence, and then 1, 2, we could form a sequence. So I'll get rid of, ooh, actually, how many reds have been played? Only 1 red has been played, okay. There's still some hope. We probably won't draw the red, but maybe. Oh, no, nope, someone else played the red. All right, farewell, red. I knew you well. Farewell. This is good anyway. I can show y'all what will happen when we don't have a Yaku. Ponya! Oh! The player to our right grabbed the east wind. Oh, that's quite good. They're in a pretty good position, actually. They're the east player, too. They're going to get a lot of points for doing that if they win. Oh, that's actually quite good. That was a pretty good move for them. Okay. All right. With all that being said... We're just looking for some sequences at this point. I think that's kind of our plan. Actually, let's go ahead and we'll get rid of this 9. Because look here, when I grab this 9, you see how all of the other players have all played a 9? We're not getting any doublets or triplets off of this, and we don't have any tiles that are close enough to it to form a sequence. So let's go ahead. Let's get rid of this. I do fear we might get pwned. They might do the pawn. Okay. Let's go. Perfect. Okay, let's see. So we could do a pair with this. And you know, that's actually star def. That's actually a really good point. So there's some more complicated Yaku than what we've talked about. In fact, I've got a resource that is included in this video's description that I was going to go over in a little bit, that has like a visual representation of a bunch of different types of Yaku. But yeah, getting the same sequence, in this case, 1, 2, 3, in each of the different 3 suits would be a Yaku. So that's something we could do. If we were able to get a 1, 2, 3, and if we were able to get a 1, 2, 3, like with this 2, we could actually do something with that. So there's some hope. It's a slim hope. There's a slim hope that we could actually do it. But what we'll do for now is we're gonna go ahead and get rid of this, just so that we've got, I'm actually trying to think. Do I wanna do that? Maybe I'll get rid of the 8 instead. You know, there is some hope. It's slim. It's a slim hope. Just to keep our options open, we'll hold on to the 9 still, just in case we were to get like a 7, 8, 9. But having this 8 as like another option is nice. So we'll get rid of this 8. Okay. Time to see what our opponents will play. Ooh. We got a 6. Somewhat tempted to keep that, because then we could have a pair with the 6 here. And we do have close to a sequence here, though. Trying to think. If the best decision is to get rid of this 9, maybe that is what we'll do. Because we would have a pair with the 2 8s, and then we have that as an option. We'll go ahead and do that. Just watch as I end up drawing a 7. Oh, our opponent across the way. Oh, snap. Oh, the stakes are high, folks. Okay, so our opponent across the way, they have just declared Riichi. So that means that they haven't interacted at all with the board. They have only drawn tiles from their own pile, and they have close to a winning hand. So they've declared Riichi. They paid 1,000 points, and then they have done this cute little indicator here. You'll see some folks, if they have like special cosmetics for this, there might be like a leaf that shows up here, or like with the current collab, I think there's a bee gnaw that will show up here too if you end up like getting lucky and rolling that. But yeah, this one, they just had the standard one, which is just where they have a single red dot, and it's indicating that they are 1 tile away from winning, which is terrifying. Let's hope they don't get that 1 tile. Oh God. Okay. In most circumstances, north would be pretty cool for us, because we are in the north seat. But when I grab this north tile, I can see that my opponents have already gotten rid of 2, so we're not forming a Yaku off of that. That ain't happening. There's nothing going on there. I'm really glad that this has been helpful for you folks, just as far as like some questions that have come up. I do think that like actually, if you have the chance to play through, playing these AI games I think is super helpful, because you're going to make mistakes and you can learn from them along the way. Let's see. Ooh, that's actually a way to get a pair. I like that. Okay. Let's go ahead and get rid of this 5 then. Bye-bye 5. Okay, we actually have a pair here. Perfect. Okay. So let's go. We actually got a 1. Oh, we actually got a 1. Let's go. Yeah, no, the AI is extremely forgiving here. It's all pretty straightforward. They don't try to do like too complicated of things, which is really nice. I know we actually have some hope. Look, let's get rid of the 6. We're actually doing okay. This is incredible. We don't want this 4 because we want either a 3 of the flower coins or 3 of the characters instead. So let's go ahead. We're gonna get rid of this. No. Oh no! Who won? No, it was the Riichi player. No! Oh no, they got so many points. Okay, so the player who declared Riichi, the tile that I discarded was the one that they needed to win. And so they have taken points from me as a result. That was why a bunch of my points went to them, was because I discarded the tile that gave them the win. When a player wins, so that's actually a good shout out for the two different types of ways you can win. So that AI called Ron, R-O-N. So what Ron is it means that you are winning off of another player's tile. So because I discarded that 4 bamboo, they ended up having what they needed to win. So they snagged that tile, they called Ron, and then they won. If they had won just by drawing a tile, that is called Tsumo. And Tsumo, when they end up winning off of that, instead of it being like whatever player discarded the tile, losing a bunch of points like I just did, because I played the tile that ended up losing me the game. I lost a bunch of points. But if a player wins by drawing their own tile, that will be Tsumo, and they will gather a smaller number of points, but they'll gather it from all of the other players. So everyone will contribute some points there. There's also some other things for like how points will be distributed, but yes, the AI very soundly won that. I figured that what we'll do is we'll maybe play another game or two, just so I can hopefully actually get a decent hand to show you what some of this actually looks like. We've been pretty spectacularly unlucky with some of this. But yeah, let's go. Let's try it again. Let's go. Start. When did wrestling become a part of Mahjong? Oh, man. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Actually, that's a good point. I can talk about the gacha right after this. That's actually a fair point. That's a good point. Oh. Okay. Oh, that's actually a good shout out, Arthur. Thank you. That's a very good point to make. If you want to play a longer game, you can do a 1 or a 2 wind lobby, and then you can add AIs. So instead of doing what I did, which is where you ahead of time just do versus AI, you can make like a private room, and then you can manually add however many AI you want. Okay, let's try this. Oh no! We've started another hand without doublets. That's fine. That's fine. That's all good. We actually have a slightly better grouping of things, which is good. We've got a doublet, which is here. The 5 and the 7 together, we could form a sequence from. We've already got a 4 and a 5 here. We do have a 1 and a 2 here. I think that I do want to grab this 4, because that will go with this. So let's go ahead and get rid of this 9. Bye-bye, 9. Oh, man. Ooh, we got another 5. That's pretty good. Oh, and actually, they're both shiny because we've got up here, we've got this 4. Specifically the 4 with the characters. Oh, this would actually be great if I was able to win with this hand. I'm sure that I won't, but we're gonna play through this anyway, just to see. Okay. So I think I'm gonna get rid of the South Wind. I can actually see the, wait. The South Wind player got rid of theirs. I guess they didn't have a pair. That's fine. Let's get rid of our South too. Okay. Looks like there's no chances of doing an East Wind. Looking at this player over here, they've discarded 2 Easts. So having the East Wind as a Yaku is out of the question. That's not going to happen. Ooh, this 7 is actually kind of appealing. Let's see. I think I'm actually going to get rid of our white tile. Let's do that. Okay, no one grabbed it. That's good. We drew a green dragon. I think what we can start focusing on is we've got a couple of doublets, which is great. So we've got 2 5s, 2 7s. We've got 2 4s over here. And then we've got close to a sequence here. If we draw a 3 or if we draw a 6, we'll have a sequence that we can use with this, which is kind of nice. So I think that what we're gonna do is we're just gonna focus on trying to do an all simples. I think that that sounds good. So let's go ahead, we're gonna start getting rid of the things that would prevent us from doing that. So we're gonna get rid of this 1. Bye-bye 1. For once, we might actually be in a somewhat decent position. Oh, this is actually perfect. Look, okay, so our opponent to the left, they have just discarded a 3. And that would be 2, 3, 4, which is perfect. That's actually exactly the sequence I was hoping for. So let's do it. That's perfect. Grab that, Chii. So then it will give me an option. So I could do 3, 4, 5, or 3, 4, 5 with these, but we want these to stay as doublets. So we're going to grab 2, 3, 4 over here. Perfect, okay. So now we gotta get rid of something in our hand. Let's go ahead. We'll get rid of, I think the green. We'll get rid of the green dragon. Bye-bye green dragon. Chinya. Okay, we're gonna get rid of our white dragon. You can also see our opponent has done that too. Perfect. Okay. We've got a 4 here. So I've already grabbed one of the 4s. I know, the chinyas are fantastic. Oh, my word. Okay, I think we'll go ahead and we'll get rid of our 2 here. I think that's fine. Bye-bye 2. Fare thee well. No, don't call it Riichi. That's not allowed. Get out of here. That's not allowed, opponent. I'm trying to show an all simples wind. Get out of here. Okay. Okay, we're fine. Everything is fine. Let's go ahead. We'll get rid of this because I've already had a 4. We have more chances of potentially drawing a 6. Okay. Speaking of, I can actually pawn that. So let's go ahead and pawn that 7. Pawn! Ponya! And then let's go. So we still have a pretty good chance of actually getting a sequence, which is pretty appealing. I think that I'm gonna get rid of this 6 with that being the case, because we have a decent chance of drawing or finding what we're looking for off of this. So bye-bye 6. Nothing to pair with that. That's true. Oh my God, Rogue Robin, that's very fair. They didn't call it Riichi, they called Riichi Nya. Oh man, that's too funny. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. That 7 is looking pretty appealing to get rid of that. I think for now we'll for sure get rid of the 9 because that would prevent us from getting the all simples. So bye-bye 9. We don't want this. So we'll get rid of this 7, I think. I'm almost tempted to get rid of this, but we'll do farewell 7. Okay, we're doing pretty okay. Still haven't drawn what we need for this sequence here. It would be pretty ideal if we did a 3 or a 6, and then we could just do the 4, 5 with that. But we'll get rid of this 9. Don't let our opponent win, yeah. Okay. Oh, and there, we got a 6. Okay. Let's go ahead. So this is awesome. Okay, so I'm about to show you, we are about to put ourselves in like almost winning position. So when you are in almost a winning position, what is going to happen is the tile that you discard, it is going to tell you how many tiles are still left in the game that could give you the win. This is really important because this is going to come down to odds, right? So if I were to get rid of the 7 here, this is telling me that I could either win off of a pawn with these 2 5s, or I could win off of a pawn with the 4 here. And then if I grab the 4, it'll give me the same info. But it's nice because depending on what tile you discard, sometimes the information will be slightly different. Okay, So let's go ahead. We're gonna get rid of this. We're just hoping on some triplets here. But for for the first time, we're actually within striking distance of actually winning a game. It's incredible. Okay. Our opponents are not winning. That's good. Okay. Let's get rid of this. And just to show you, it'll do the same thing, regardless of whether I get rid of this 6 or whether I get rid of this 3. Our win condition is still the same. We need a 4 or a 5. Well, here's where the tense part comes. Oh, let's go! Let's go! Our opponent has just discarded a 5. Let's go! This is what we were looking for. So you can see it has given me several options. It hilariously still gives me the option to pawn. But we want to Ron. The one in the middle. We want this one. This is the one that actually lets us win. So Ron, again, that means that we're winning off of another player's tile. Whereas if we had drawn a 5 or a 4, it would have been a Tsumo. So let's go ahead. We're gonna Ron. Ronya! Woo! Pachi, pachi, pachi. Fantastic. Fantastic. We did great. We did it! We did it! Yeah, give me all those points. Gimme all of your delicious points. Wonderful. Fantastic. Oh, that was perfect. Okay, so I hope that this has helped. I almost said I hope that this has helped. I hope that this has helped a little bit for understanding what this game is. Fundamentally, there's still a lot of luck that's involved, but there are some strategies that you can learn about. I would say if you're interested in this, like it's a free thing to download, you can give it a shot, run some AI matches just to see what you think. And if you end up really liking this, you can then start practicing like with parameters closer to what a real match would be. And honestly, you can also just play against the AI too. Like you don't have to do the other stuff. That's totally fine. But yeah, we did it. We won. We came out on top. Okay, so what I am now going to walk y'all through, y'all have been so patient. So patient. I appreciate that so much. Let's go. I'm going to walk you through how the gacha works in this game. Yes, I have enjoyed. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ichihime. I'm not going to rate your game right now, though. Sorry. I'll do that later. Oh man, it's true. It all starts here. It all starts with Ichihime, and then you're gonna be rolling into your local mahjong parlor. It's gonna be filled with a bunch of extremely competitive grandparents, but they're gonna welcome you with open arms. They'll be like, yes, you are one of us now. I don't know, and that's like, I think that is something that has always intimidated me so much about mahjong, is I'm like, I feel like there's just so much for me to learn and to know. And that's the thing, is there are a bunch of different Yaku. I have included this in the description. I have not memorized this yet, nor do I expect anyone should memorize it. In fact, if this is a game that you're interested in, you can just like have this as a reference. You can like have it right next to you when you're playing if you want to look over it. But I don't, okay, this is gonna be overwhelming no matter how I dress this up. Okay, I know this looks like a lot, but this is actually really helpful. I have included the link for this in the description to this video. If you do really like mahjong and you want to get better at it, these are a bunch of different Yaku. I know, I'm sorry. I know this is overwhelming. I promise it's not actually that crazy. The best way to actually practice this is like, if you have this as a reference, it shows you all of the tiles, and you can just like, in an AI match, just like have this right next to you, look at it and be like, oh, I'm actually kind of close to one of these. Maybe I'll try for one of this. No, my brain. That's the thing. It is extremely comprehensive. So I think that this is super helpful. you don't have to use this. You can just do the Yaku that I have gone over today. You might luck into some of these Yaku. But yeah, it's just if you actually want to do like ranked matches or tournaments and things like that, there is a whole lot of depth to this game. But if you just want to play with what I have taught you today, you can do that. I've been doing that all week. I've just been playing by and large with the rules, like the most basic version of the rules, and you can absolutely do that. It's only if you want to actually get like competitive with this. If you actually want to do ranked matches, tournaments in some capacity, or if you just want to get better at it. There are a bunch of different Yaku, not just the ones that I went over. But you can also just play against the AI. You can play against your friends. You can just like have a chill time. It's just if you want to, there is more depth to it. So I hope that that helps a little bit. You know, Arthur, that is actually super validating to hear. So Arthur has just said that he's played Mahjong for more than 2 years now and can only remember about half of those Yaku. So I want that to be a very firm, like, I don't know, validation to you all that you don't have to memorize that. Even if you want to do competitive ranked matches, you can just like learn as you go. You can have it as a reference if you want. You can memorize a couple of them. You don't have to like go crazy with this. So yeah. If you enjoy that, if you want more depth, it's there. You don't have to do that. Yeah, so let's that's a perfect segue. Let's actually talk about the gacha in this game. So y'all know I talk a lot about how gacha games work, how you can interact with them both as a free-to-play player and as someone who wants to give something back to the developers. This game is, I think it's better to think of Mahjong Soul as like a really good online Mahjong client that you can play for free. You can play against a bunch of different people. You can play against players all over the world. The game does a really good job of helping you with like good quality of life features. The gacha is entirely cosmetic. It does nothing for the gameplay whatsoever. It just gives you a different character. So instead of Ichihime, I could have Shiroko, I could have Mutsuki, I could have Aru, or I could have Hoshino. And there's like additional like decorations and things that could like play during the match, different stickers and things, but it's entirely cosmetic. As a result, games that have monetization that is just cosmetic are always going to be more expensive. They are not free to play friendly. I've done some research on this over the last week, looking through forums, looking through people talking about playing this as a free-to-play player, and specifically getting skins for characters. The main issue with this game is that you can only get a maximum of 5 pulls as a free-to-play player. Putting no money in this whatsoever, no monthly pass, no packs, just completely free-to-play. You have to convert this currency up top, these bronze coins. You have to convert them into items, and then you have to convert the items into dust. That is how you can eventually gather 5 pulls. That's not a lot of pulls. I'm going to show you all kind of the number of pulls we're talking about to actually get some of these character skins. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. Yeah, no, 5 pulls per month. That's not very much. There is an extremely dedicated Mahjong player who posted on Reddit that it took them 2.5 years as a free-to-play player to have the number of pulls they needed to guarantee a character. So I need you all to understand that this is a very different beast from Blue Archive and Star Rail. If you want to interact with this gacha system, it essentially mandates that you have to put money into it, which I understand. That's how they're monetizing. They are essentially giving you the opportunity to play Mahjong at any time with people all over the world with an extremely good client. And if you want to have fun skins besides that, you will have to pay money for that. So with all of that out of the way, I'm gonna walk y'all through like how many polls you actually need if you do decide you want to do that. If you don't, I have, because you all have been so kind and very supportive over this last year, I've put a little bit of money down on this. It's actually surprisingly not that many polls. It's actually only enough for 20 polls, but you can live vicariously through my polls. We'll make 20 polls. I will show you all how it works. There is a very good chance that we don't get any characters whatsoever, and that's fine. I'll actually have my title of relatable streamer if that's the case. We might get extremely lucky and actually get a character. The rate of actually pulling a character is 5%, which is a little higher than other gacha games, right? That's higher than the 3% from Blue Archive. So 5%, it's not nothing. That is like a decent percentage. The issue is just getting the polls in the first place is going to require that you put down money. If you really, really like this game and you want to support it, and you want the chance of getting one of these characters at some point, then the monthly pass is like a relatively straightforward thing to do. That being said, I did the math on it, and I think on average, I wrote this down on my phone, hold on. Yeah, okay. So on average, if you get the monthly pass, and you also cash in those 5 extra polls every month, it will still take you a little over 8 months to actually have enough to guarantee a character. That's kind of a long time. Again, that's just if you're someone who really thinks you're gonna play a lot of Mahjong and you're okay with like biding your time. You're looking at 8 months before you can guarantee a character if you have the monthly pass. So that's something. Yeah, no, that is the good thing. The currency that you get like towards polls, it doesn't ever expire. Let me actually go pull up this screen. Okay. So right now there's 4 banners, but you can kind of think of it as there's just 2. Like these 2 banners are just like the limited version of these 2. The Sakura path and the bamboo path, the only difference is what characters are on them. So like you can take a look at what characters are a possibility by clicking on this option that's over here. So this, I think if I remember correctly, I think this is called Faith. Is that right? Is it Faith? Let me look. Haha, it is Faith. Okay, so every single poll you make, you get 1 faith. And you can think, you can essentially think of faith as like just a marker, like how far along are you on pity. And once you reach 150 faith, you can just select any one of these characters. So yeah, that's kind of why it's expensive, because 150 polls is a lot. 150 polls is a lot. You could spike a character earlier than that. I've seen some folks who have been extremely lucky, which is awesome. I'm super happy that you folks have been able to get things. I think that is absolutely fantastic. But yeah, these faith points, they just last indefinitely. So if you end up joining and you put some polls in, you don't get certain characters, you can just hold on to those for a while. The unfortunate thing is that because this is a limited collab, unfortunately the Blue Archive characters will be gone after a little while, which is too bad. And yeah, so this game, because they are monetizing off of the cosmetics, all of the polls that I have, I had to put money down for that. So re-rolling, I don't know that that's something that you would want to do, because you would have to, like, you know, put more money down. This is one of those games where you can't, like, it doesn't give you free pulls at the beginning to get a character, and then you're like, oh, I'll just reset my game and try it again. I wouldn't suggest doing that. Yeah, so I bought, like, the mid-tier pack. In order to get 20 pulls, I spent $30 US. That's, kind of a lot, actually, for only 20 pulls. I want y'all to conceptualize that, like, that's quite a bit for a lot of this. Let me go, I'll show you folks real quick. Yeah, so show me if I actually go click on this. Yeah. So I bought this one. Again, this was entirely as a gesture of thank you all so much for supporting me. I felt like this was an okay purchase just to like show proof of concept of this. And also I have been a really big fan of Nexon's games, as evidenced by how much I play Blue Archive all the time. But yeah, I did the calculations on this, and this one, this highest level pack, if you want to guarantee a character, you're going to have to buy 5 of these. 5 of the highest level. So whatever currency you're in, if you go and you look at the shop and you look at what's the highest level, you would have to have 5 of these in order to guarantee a character. Again, there's a very good chance that you will get the character before then. But at least in my currency, 5 of this highest level is $400. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Yeah, no, here's the thing. For those of you who gave lower estimates, you gave what would probably be like a more reasonable estimate if this was not cosmetic. So I'm bringing this up just as like a, if you want the skins in this game, please make sure you're in a financially stable position. It is very expensive if you want to guarantee get some of this. By the way, if you... I follow Adusu Archive for their Blue Archive content. They are a whale in Blue Archive. And it did not surprise me one bit that I woke up this morning and they had all 4 of the characters and like all of the all of the outfits that go with them. Yeah, no, it's crazy. This is definitely a game that is entirely monetized off of whales. Yeah, no, it's a lot of money, right? It's a lot of money. So whatever your currency is, like if you pull this up, because they're like prorated for different currencies, you have to buy 5 of these to guarantee a character. There is a chance you can get them before then, but as I always say, it is always a gamble. So if you put any money down, it needs to be money that you understand might just be a gamble. That is what I have done today as a way for you to vicariously live through me as we make some pulls, and I will almost certainly not get these characters. But we will do our best. But this is just to show you all, this is an entirely different beast from something like Blue Archive or Star Rail, where I can't believe I'm saying this. It's like way more affordable to pick up characters in both of those games. Both like as a free-to-play player, as someone who does a monthly pass, or like even the packs are better. It's kind of crazy. I'm not normally someone who likes packs, but like, I don't know, this game is next level. It's kind of incredible. Something else that you should know is that the currency for making pulls is different from the currency to buy outfits. So let me go show you. When you log on right now, it shows you that there are 4 alternate outfits for the characters. If you do decide to pull for these characters and you want these outfits, I would highly, highly, highly suggest pulling for the characters first, see if you even get them, and if you do get them, at that point you can look at their outfits. Because if you just buy the outfit but you don't have the character, you can't do anything. You can't do anything with it. It just sits in your inventory, and that's so sad. I know, that's the thing. All the outfits are so good. It's not fair. It's not fair. They all look so good. This is how they get you, man. This is how they get you. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to have you all vicariously live through me as we go make some polls on this. It's going to be a thing. I highly anticipate that we will not actually get any characters. You know, maybe we will actually get some character of some sort. But anyway, so yeah, the difference between these two banners is just what the other characters are. So we'll go take a look real quick. I think when I was looking at this before, I was torn because the Sakura one had some really adorable people. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, they're adorable. There's so many. I love this dog. I love this dog so much. Wanjiro. Wanjiro is incredible. But yes, no, the important thing is always to make sure that you spend responsibly. I want to be as transparent as possible with how expensive this is, because I do think that, like, if you don't know that ahead of time, then you end up putting down some money and you're like, oh, well, I got kind of close. I can put more down. Like, I want to show you all how expensive it would be to actually guarantee one of these characters. So, but yes, no, it is... It's the master of Shibaseki Ramen. He's here. Oh, but anyway, yeah, there's a lot of good characters on this one. What's on the other one? Honestly, pretty similar. Extremely similar. I still see Wanjiro. I'm sure there's a difference between these. Okay, we'll just do the Sakura one. Okay, folks. Are y'all ready? We're gonna make some polls. Oh, God. Oh, no. That was what I was worried about, was that it would be similar for you folks that were in the EU. So it would also cost 400 euros. Oh, God, that's so much money. That's so much. Okay. Oh, the banners are separated by gender. I see. So the trade-in is the same list. Okay, we're definitely rolling on this one. I'm sorry, Wanjiro. I'm so sorry, Wanjiro. I love you, but we're gonna roll on this one instead. So regardless, you could get the Blue Archive characters on either one, but Sakura, you can get potentially some of the female characters, and then if you roll on Bamboo, you can get some of the male characters. Thank you all. I appreciate it. Okay, let's do it. Oh, God. Well, I think it's time, y'all. We got 20 polls. I can't believe that 20 polls cost $30. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay, let's do it. Let's summon. 3, 2, 1, go. It's time. It's time to tap to summon. Oh, we got a tablecloth, the blue sky of Shatim. Oh, we got a gorgeous dress as well. We got another tablecloth. 20 poles in a dream indeed. Oh, we got a black hole, which is a decoration for winning. It's actually incredible. You know, I actually do like that we got the Blue Archive tablecloth. That's good. What we can do after this is I can show you what we can actually use some of these for. We got a teddy bear. Some of these things are items that you can give to characters to level up their friendship, and you can get like additional, I think it's like an additional pose that you can get. They're all extremely good from the ones that I've seen. They're all very pretty. Whoever was commissioned for the art on this just kind of knocked it out of the park. It's very good. We got a valuable goblet. Another teddy bear. A simple fanzine. Another teddy bear. We have a simple fanzine and a delicate fanzine. Oh, thank you. That was also, I wasn't sure if that was the case, but you also get more voice lines if you level up their friendship. All right, so no characters. We did end up getting a couple of things though. So we did get a background, which we can actually use on the Mahjong board, which is actually kind of exciting. I like that. Okay. All right, that was our first 10. I know, relatable polls. All right, y'all, it's time. We're gonna make our last 10 polls. Let's do it. Let's go. Tap to summon. Let's go. All right. Yay! Okay, of all of the things I really wanted Bina. I wanted Bina so much. Oh my god, look at how silly he is. Look at how funny he is. They actually show, you can see his little whale tail because he's technically a mechanical snake whale. So he's got this derpy little tail. So now if I call Riichi, I can slap this Bina down on the table. Also, some of y'all were saying I might have a character guaranteed. That's exciting. Okay. A great snake for a great snake. Y'all are so sweet. I'm so happy though. This is wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. The second I saw that Bina was an option for Riichi, I wanted him so bad. I was hoping that I would actually get him. Fantastic. We've obtained a trendy console as well as a heart of the ocean. We've also got a teddy bear and an exquisite wine glass. We also we have an even more powerful console as well. Oh, a rainbow trail Riichi. Here's the thing though, I want my Bina. I want my Bina. A character? Yeah, let's go! What? Oh my god! Alright! Oh no! I am an unrelatable streamer. Help! Help! I thought I would get my relatable streamer title back. No! No! But also Aru, I'm so happy! Oh, let's go! I might be unrelatable, but I've got Aru. Okay, I want to express how entirely improbable that was. Improbable, excuse me. I can speak English poorly. All right, well that was, I guess I got all the things that I wanted. I don't know what to make of that. What do I make of that? I got my little Bina, and I got the tablecloth, and I got Aru. Okay. This was supposed to be a lesson about being responsible with gambling, and then I ended up getting Aru in 20 polls, so I don't know. Yeah, no, I think at this point, I think I will get her dress. I'll have to get that off stream, and then I'll post a picture for you folks. I know, this is what the game, the universe has told me that the Mahjong continues. Here's the thing, I was thinking of continuing Mahjong anyway, because it's really fun. I want to actually get better at this. I want to figure out the Yaku. Oh, I want to actually be able to identify that quickly. That would be very good. Okay, well, that was surprising. That was extremely surprising. Let's go equip this. You know, just real casually. Okay, this was surprising. Okay, let's go to the dorm. Let's equip Aru. Oh man, oh god, Aru. Aru, I love you. Oh god. No, that's the thing. The luck is definitely coming from, I don't know if it's coming from my terrible constitution. Maybe this is offsetting all of my horrible modem issues that I've been having. I've had a month of horrible internet problems where most streams that I've had have crashed multiple times, and I got Aru, so I guess this has made up for it. That's good. Oh god. Oh god, this is so great! The self-proclaimed boss of Problem Solver 68, Aru expanded Gehenna Academy's Problem Solver 68 club without permission to conduct illegal business activities. She aspires to be seen as a dashing and debonair villain, but her frequent blunders always expose her as a poser. That might be a spectacular description. That's incredible. Oh, I want to hear her voice lines. Oh, give me her voice lines. What does she say?
Riichi.
Oh!
Double Riichi.
Oh my god.
Chii. Pon.
Pon.
Kan.
Kan.
Pe. Sa. Iku wa yo.
Oh!
Yatta wa. Tsumo. Dou? Kakkoi desho.
Oh, kakui. Kakui aru. Kakui desho. Oh my god. Wonderful. Wonderful. I love her. Oh my god. I'm so happy. I can't believe this. I'm kind of stunned. This was supposed to be... This was supposed to be an exercise in restraint. This was supposed to be an exercise about be careful with the gacha. But then, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Oh man. Okay, how do I actually change my background now? Oh, I didn't expect this. I didn't look up how to do this. Okay, hold on. Items. Let's try to figure this out. Okay. Yes, I would like, okay, I can go to dorm decoration. Let's go. Dorm. We're just gonna learn this on the go. Okay, yes, I want Bina, please. Yes, please. I would like him. Yes, this is perfect. Okay, fantastic. And then we're gonna have this. This will be our Ron, which is hilarious. Did we get anything else? Oh, we have a Riichi. Okay, sounds good. Actually, can I use Bina for that too? No, Riichi bet. Okay. Fun. Okay, save. Okay. Nothing else besides that portrait frame. Tablecloth, I want this. So this will now be on our Mahjong table. So it's Arona's classroom with all of the desks that are all stacked up and then the beautiful background, which is awesome. Oh, this is great. Oh. I can't believe this. This is crazy. I can't believe this has happened. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna show y'all. I promise to show you. If you go to settings and you go to preferences, this is how you actually set your tiles. Before I forget to show this to you. For some reason, when you first download the game, it has it on this, which is way harder. I would suggest selecting this one so you can actually see the numbers in the upper right-hand corner. I think that's extremely good. Okay. I can't believe this. Okay. Yeah, let's go equip this. So I do that in my profile, I'm guessing? I guess let's try it. I guess let's do it. Let me go equip her real quick and then we'll hop into this. I'm not sure if it will show my player ID if I do this, so give me 1 second, just to be extra safe. Let me go. Okay. Profile. Let me go. It doesn't seem to be. Let's go. Oh, I have to go to dorm. Okay, hold on. We're back. Y'all are great. Oh, I have to double click on her. I had only single clicked on her. Oh, I was a fool. I just got excited. Okay. All right, she's actually equipped now. Okay, perfect. My apologies. We're learning on the go here. I didn't expect any of this, so I didn't look up how to do it. Okay, this is very surprising. Well, let's go. We'll play another AI match, and we can actually see her. This is great. Okay, this is fantastic. This is kind of incredible. Okay, create. Let's go. Oh God. Oh, this is incredible. All right, let's start. I'm so surprised by this. Oh, okay. Match start. Let's go. Let's go, Aru. Oh, look at the board now. Oh no, this game has got its hooks in me. Oh no, oh no. I was already enjoying playing it, and then it rewarded me. Oh God. Okay, serious face. We're doing it. We're gonna, yeah, no, I've got a Riichi so I can actually see Bina. Oh my God, that's true. She has stickers. Hold on. Oh my God, they're so good. I have one, but at what cost? Oh, this is so cute. No, game. Well, I guess we truly were living vicariously. I can't believe that I actually got her. This is kind of insane. I did not expect this. I did not expect this at all. Okay, let's play some Mahjong. Let's play some Mahjong. Oh God, no! Vodka. Yumie, your luck convinced me to drop 500 euros on this Mahjong game and I didn't get anybody. No! Can you imagine? That'd be terrible. That's like exactly the thing that I fear, is that because I get good luck, then you folks are like, oh, I could maybe get good luck too. And I want y'all to be responsible. Above all else, I want you to take care of yourselves first. And if you have the disposable income and you want to do it and you like Mahjong, you need to make sure you actually enjoy this game, then you can go from there. Okay, all right. Yeah, we're actually looking pretty good. We've got a couple of decent things right off the bat here. So we've got a doublet of 5s, doublet of 4s. We've got a sequence actually that goes in 2 different ways. We've got a 6, 7, 8 or a 5, 6, 7, which is nice. So I guess what we can do, let's see. We can for sure get rid of the south tile. We're not doing anything. We're not doing nothing. What's that you say, Yumie? Dispose of my income. Damn it. I tried so hard, but it didn't work. All the words came out wrong. They all spent too much money. No, not like this. Oh my gosh, it's true. I could... I wonder if it would let me change my name to Arurin. That would be hilarious. No Koru. Both of those are so good. Oh, and no, that's good. Y'all, seriously, it makes me happy if y'all take care of yourselves first. And if you just enjoy Mahjong, you can also just play the game too. Like, it's also just extremely fun. So, okay, let's go. I think we're gonna get rid of this 9. Bye-bye, 9. Farewell. Farewell, 9. I knew you well. No, I don't want to Chii that, actually. Trying to think, because 7, 8, 9. No, I still don't want to do that, because we could end up having a simples hand. So that seems fine. Skip. Let's go ahead. We'll get rid of our white tile. Let's go. Bye-bye, white dragon. Farewell. Ooh, we got a 4. Excellent. Ooh, that's good. Okay. Because we could end up getting... I should probably get rid of this then, if that's the case. So let's go ahead. We'll get rid of the 2. Bye-bye, 2. Farewell. Farewell. We have a 3 here, but we actually don't really want that because we've already got the doubles here. We like our doubles. I guess the question is, do I get rid of the 6 or do I get rid of the 3? Oh, actually, you know what? That's a fair point. I shouldn't think of it like that because you're right. It would be 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6. Look at y'all actually putting brain cells together. This is as opposed to me who's like, but I like my doubles. Oh, I think this is the benefit of playing against AI is that like you'll be able to like practice more and be able to see things, which is good. So I think that what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get rid of one of these then, because we could potentially, I'm trying to think if it's better for us to get rid of this. I think that might be the thing we want to do, is get rid of our H. Get rid of our H. 4, 5, because then we could get something off of that. Yeah, Dohiwario. I haven't told y'all this, but I did actually play some ranked matches. I'm just not a person that does well under very, like, tight time pressure. It can be really stressful in order to do that. So yeah, it's something where, like, I think if you practice a little bit, if you're someone like me who also gets really anxious with that, playing against the AI is something to do, but also don't feel like you have to do the ranked matches. Like, there's a bunch of other things that you can do. Yeah, that was the thing. I was trying to think if I should get rid of the circles, because if I do this, I'll actually have a sequence, which is kind of nice. And then I could potentially get more of a sequence here. Yeah. This is tricky. Ugh. I think I probably will get rid of the 2. Bye-bye, 2. So yeah, now we've got, it doesn't quite have this organized, but 3, 4, 5, and then 4, 5, 6. It's trying to tempt me with the with the pairing of the 6 at the end. Oh man. Oh geez. I think the question is, do I want to get rid of the 6? Should I hold on to the 6 and get rid of the 3? I don't think I want to get rid of the 3, because if I got a 4, I'd actually have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which would be kind of nice. Ooh, if I keep 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, that's extra points. That was kind of my thought. I think that I don't want this 6 one. You all think I should get rid of the bamboo? And just go with the pairs? That's actually an interesting point. So what would be better for me here? Do I want to have doubles for the 4s, the 5s, and the 6? Like, should I get rid of the 3 so I don't have a sequence anymore? Or would I actually get more points if I did 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6? Give me 1 second, actually. We've got plenty of time here. I'm gonna take a drink of water real quick. I realized I haven't. Yeah, no, it is pretty tempting. The twin run is pretty tempting. 2 pairs of 4, 5, 6, right? As opposed to the sequences. Okay. Oh, that's actually a fair point. I would still have the sequences, wouldn't I? Because I would have the doubles and I would have the sequences on top of that. That's actually a fair point. That's actually a very fair point. Okay, so we do want to get rid of the 3. Thank y'all for walking me through that. I hadn't thought of it like that. But you end up having, in addition to the doubles, you actually have them like in sequence like this, which is actually kind of nice. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Alrighty. Makes sense, makes sense. So we've just been given an option to pawn. I actually do. I like that a lot too. The way is just Aru blanking and panicking. I don't think I do, because I want the pairing of all of these things, right? I think that I probably want to skip this. Yeah, no, I was gonna say, I think it will slow us down if we do that. Okay, we'll skip this then. No, I don't want a north, thank you. Bye-bye. Ooh. We've been given the option to pawn a 4 too. My God. No, we're gonna skip that for now. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and that is exactly correct. So pawn is a triple. That is exactly correct. It's giving you the option of making a triplet, whereas pawn is triplet and Chii is a sequence. Ooh, it's actually giving us the option for the 3, 4, 5 here. I'm kind of tempted to take that. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take that because we would get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we've got all of these. And then I could just hold on to the 5. And then we could just be looking for a 5. I think I can do that. Oh no, if I don't do that. Yeah, I actually, oh man. I originally had planned on showing the event, but we've been spending so much time doing Mahjong, I'm not entirely sure. I'm looking for a pair, not a sequence. Okay. Okay, reasonable enough. Farewell, North. And we don't want this 9. Let's get this 9 out of here. Gotta pivot to becoming a Mahjong VTuber. That would mean that I would have to spend a lot of time doing this. And I am going to spend a lot of time learning some of this, but... Oh... Here's the thing, I like dragging because then I can see, like, what other things are showing up. I don't know. That was what I was doing when I was playing this on my phone before. I'm trying to think. Do I actually want this 6? Yeah. I feel like I might have to get rid of the 6. How does Mahjong Soul fit into the Blue Archive lore? Can you imagine if I did the next lore archive completely based around that? That would be... I am actually working on the next lore archive. It's been a lot of work, and I appreciate you folks for being so patient while I've been working through that, because that has been... Oh, that has been quite the endeavor. So thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a whole lot. Okay. I guess, unless y'all tell me otherwise, I'm going to get rid of this 6. Speak now or forever hold your peace. It is going to be gone. Gone into the netherworlds. Because I could, that's the thing, I do need another pair on top of all of this. So I think that we're going to say farewell to our good 6. Yeah, I was trying to think, that's the thing. The 3 probably is the better one to get rid of, isn't it? Okay, we'll get rid of the 3. Bye-bye 3. Okay. So walk me through, y'all. Y'all who are a little better at this. Why is it better for me to hold off on doing Chii on this? Because my instinct is that I would want the 4, 5, 6, and then I could look for a pair with the 5 or the 4, but maybe I'm mistaken on that. I'm trying to figure out if I should just focus on doing pairs with some of the other things. I'm going to quickly have another drink. More points. That's the thing. That's the thing. That is absolutely true. It is more points. Serious business time. Yeah, that's actually a good point. If I Chii, I can't Riichi. And if I get a 9, I can't use it for 7, 8, 9. That's a fair point. That's actually a very reasonable point. Is that because the 5s are worth a lot, the folks are going to be trying to hold on to those. You being greedy. I guess we can try for a Riichi. We can try it. I'm a little worried it won't quite pan out, but we can try it. I want to see if we can get Bina to show up. Oh, and speaking of, let's go. All right. All right. For those of you who are much more experienced at this than I am, this is for you. This Bina is for you. Riichi, let's go. Okay, so let's think. What do I want to get rid of here? If I do that, I'll have 2 of those left. Yeah, it's kind of the same either way. This one we have better odds on. If I get rid of this 6, we would have a chance to get some 5s or some 8s. I think that's what we want to do. And it doesn't look like it's going to throw us into... there's one state that I haven't talked about called Furiten. It's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate thing that happens. If you discard a tile that like would have won you the game, you'll sometimes be put into a state called Furiten. It's like a punishing state where you can't win off of other people's tiles. You can get out of that state, but yeah, no. Oh, yeah, no, that's the thing. I think that I do want to get rid of the 6 because our odds are just so much better if I do. Like having 3 of the 5s and 3 of the 8s left. I think that's what we want to do. Okay. All right. Bye-bye, 6.
Riichi.
Woo! Bina, let's go! Oh my god! And just like that, we've won the game. Just like that, one turn later. I want you all to admire Bina. Thank you all for your extremely fantastic advice. Y'all are fantastic. Thank you for helping me, who largely just knows the basics, to actually come to this win. This win is for you all. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Let's Tsumo, let's go.
Tsumo. どう?
Woo!
かっこいいでしょ.
Kakui the show, let's go! Good work, good work, good work, good work, all of you folks. Oh my god, Jesus, I got so many points off of that. Oh, well, I'm sorry, AI. You have been resoundingly defeated. Unfortunately, the Bina was simply too powerful. Too powerful. No, here's the thing. I'm not going to take credit for that win. That credit entirely goes to you all, who were able to see some things that I didn't immediately notice, and who were able to give me some good advice throughout that. So this win is dedicated to you all for being extremely kind, and yeah, just helping me spot some things that I wouldn't have noticed, because I'm pretty brand new to all of this, so... Oh, that was fantastic. Fantastic. Ooh, boy. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. You know, I did have to avenge us against the AI after all of this. It was kind of perfect with Bina, too. That was fantastic. Yes, everyone, y'all should take your trophies. Take your trophies. You deserve it. That win was for you all. That was fantastic. I guess what we could probably do, that's actually a really good one to end on as far as playing. What we can actually do, let's go back real quick. I haven't actually checked out the event itself, and I thought it might be fun to check that out before we kind of wrap things up here. Oh, this has been a wild stream, y'all. Oh my god, this is kind of incredible. Okay, so for those of you who are interested in the event, let me move my head. You can see it, it's right here. Here's the event. School Fest Frenzy. I'm gonna click on it. We're actually gonna hop into this. Why not take a breather and check out a festival at another school? Oh god, I'm excited. Following the recent upheaval at Abydos High School, Shiroko and Hoshino followed Sensei's advice and took a bus to the allied Yaku Academy for their festival. Or, at least, that's what they thought they were doing. Oh. Oh no. I love this so much already! This doesn't look like the allied Yaku Academy. Shiroko stared at the school in front of her with a blank expression. Next to her, Hoshino yawned unconcernedly. Clearly we're in the wrong place. Look, the pillar over there says this is Asaha High School. And it was shaping up to be such a nice day. Even you dozed off for a bit, Shiroko. I thought we were at the allied Yaku Academy. I'm sorry. I should have paid more attention to the name of the stop. I'll go see when the next bus arrives. Don't Don't bother. We wanted to go to a school festival. Here is just as good as anywhere. Looks like they're having a festival too. Why don't we go in and have a little fun? If you're sure, then I guess it would be okay. I'm sure. Shall we? I love you, Hoshino and Shiroko. This is wonderful. What a coincidence. Oh, let's go! Just as Hoshino and Shiroko approached the gates, they heard a voice call out from behind them and turned to see two familiar figures. President Riku Hachima Aru and Asagi Mutsuki, members of Gehenna Academy's infamous Problem Solver 68. Known as the Outlaws of Kivotos, their 4-member team is so close-knit that they've been known to happily split a bowl of ramen between them. Ooh! I seem to recall an incident just like this. They certainly are close-knit and extremely poor. And are only able to afford a bowl of ramen, which was given to them in a very large bowl. Bless Shibaseki ramen. Anyway, back to the story. They are the inheritors of the masked swimsuit gang's legacy and bill themselves as reliable and trustworthy when it comes to fulfilling some rather dubious contracts. Good morning, friends of Abydos High School. Morning. Were you also summoned here? Summoned? Oh, just a rumor I heard. It's nothing. Did Asaha High School hire you? Yeah, we got a last-minute call yesterday. Tough job. Yeah, what? I can't even imagine what the nature of this job is that Problem Solver has been hired for. I'm a little worried immediately. I don't know what kind of Mahjong-related crimes they've been hired to solve or to, do, but I'm sure it can't be good. Oh, nothing Problem Solver 68 can't handle. We never leave loose ends. How very professional of you. Oh, I make us look so good. Yes, you do, Aru. Oh my god, I love this. Aru prefers big jobs, but actually, things have been pretty slow lately. We don't have the luxury of being choosy about contracts right now. Are you two just here to hang out? Yes, Sensei suggested we should take time to relax and check out another school festival. Oh, that sounds nice. It's getting late, Murtsky. We shouldn't keep our client waiting. It's, bad business. If you'll excuse us. Aru flashed a perfunctory smile and set off towards the school. Mutsuki waved goodbye. Waved goodbye to Hoshino and Shiroko and followed after Aru. Happy bunch, aren't they? Shall we head in too? Sure. Adorable. So the Foreclosure Task Force and Problem Solver 68 joined the festivities inside Asaha High School. Yes, the music! Oh my god. Asaha High School is holding a school festival with lots of fun activities and delicious food, nya. But they are short of manpower, so they ask if Master can help out with approving proposals, nya. Ichihime has already said yes and ate the pudding, so Master can't say no, nya. Oh god, we've been roped into this against our will. Nya nya, we already got a proposal here. Master, let's tap on this proposal and check out the content, nya.
I love this so much. I can't believe that they took the time to put all of this together. This is ridiculous. Oh God. Okay, well, the proposal is from Kaguya Hime, and the proposal reads, I propose we forbid Ichi Hime to take part in the festival. She has already cleared the stock of the snack stand at the school gate all on her own. Do we agree or strongly agree? I think we're gonna strongly agree. That seems reasonable. Don't take this prank seriously, Nya. Anyways, when you approve a proposal, the 3 fest stats will change, Nya. Ichihime, I feel like you're cheating. That was a legitimate proposal. I don't know how you can turn me down like this, but all right, fine. Just stop eating the snacks everywhere, okay? That's all I ask. We're gonna keep getting flooded with proposals just like this. When the fest stats meet the rank up requirement, the fest rank will go up. The current rank is E-, so we still have a long way to go, but I'm sure Master can do it, Nya. The good news is that Master won't be working alone, Nya. A few special guests have appeared at the festival, and they will help you out, Nya. Let's go meet them now. Tap here to go to the member management, Nya. All right, member management. Oh, cute! Different members have different skills, and you can use Fest Budget to level up members and enhance their skills, Nya. Yeah, you're right! Ichihime does have a halo! Oh my god, that's adorable. That's so cute. That's so adorable. I don't know, she's kind of a fantastic mascot. I think she's super adorable, even though she's eating all of the food, apparently, and everyone wants to kick her out already. You can you can use extra Fest Budget to procure more proposals by asking Aru for help. Don't forget to use this method, Nya. That's everything Ichihime knows. And you can tap the question mark button on the upper right corner for more details. With Master's help, I'm sure this school festival will be a big success, Nya. I only have so much space in my stomach, but there's so many snacks. What should I do, Nya? Ichihime, I need you to behave yourself. I need you to go sit over there, okay? I'm gonna try and take care of this festival. I'm gonna try and earn points. Oh, God. Oh. Okay, so through this event, during the festival, we will have various proposals, unless they involve Ichihime, and then I'm sure she will shoot them down. But each proposal will have 2 options. Approving proposals will affect Fest stats, either positively or negatively. We can also, when our Fest stats meet the rank up requirements, our Fest rank will go up and more rewards will be unlocked. Let's work together towards this goal. Oh God, I can reach triple S? That's kind of incredible, actually. Okay. The Asaha High School Festival is in full swing. However, with how busy it is, the school is short-staffed and needs your help. Work together with some special members that we've already seen. Bless the Foreclosure Task Force and Problem Solver 68. We'll save this festival. I believe in us. It's actually pretty cool. You will, but just by playing in this event, you will actually get some summon scrolls. So normally every month you would only be able to get 5 summon scrolls, but it seems like you will be able to get some more just by playing through this event. If I had to wager a guess, I'm guessing you probably won't get that many more pulls. Is it really 2 whole summons? Man, that was actually what I was gonna joke it was gonna be, but that's actually really funny. This is not a free-to-play game. This is not... If you want the characters or a chance at them, you do have to put down some actual money for it. It's too funny. Oh God. Okay, we'll grab some stuff. Oh, Mutsuki. Wonderful. Okay, we'll close that. Oh, we actually have a lot of proposals. We can go through our proposals real quick, and then we'll probably call it there. Off stream, I will probably get Aru's outfit. I'll show you all. I'll post a picture for you all later.
that Genshin drama was so sad. I don't know. I think that was a big PR blunder on their part. That was maybe not the best look. Hopefully they will learn from this, though. That's all that we can hope. Unless we hope that they will learn that maybe. Maybe that is not the best thing to be like, 3 polls for 3 years. Bad idea. I'm not a PR person. That's a bad idea. Oh, God. Ugh. Oh, that's true. Yeah, you can click on the dress in the store to see the whole image. I've been kind of like staking out the Mahjong Soul Twitter page, and I saw some of them announced there, and Aru's is so good. It's so good. This game is gonna make me spend more money on it, but it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's been fun. It's been fun playing with y'all. Something that I could probably do too, because some of y'all are a lot more comfortable with Mahjong than I am. I can always have some training arc streams where like we can go through and actually improve at Mahjong. And yeah, we can kind of roll from there. So it'll be good. But yeah, let's talk to these folks, see what their proposals are. Oh God, the ramen stall marketing strategy. Wanjiro wants to open a ramen stall and doesn't know what price to set. He values your opinion as his partner. Price low for high volume sales, excuse me, not sells. Price low for high volume sales. Or sell premium ramen at a premium price. I think you can do price low. Let's try that. Price low. It was a failure! No! Wanjiro put up a banner at the stall with the words "Make ramen cheap" again written on it. No! Although many bowls of ramen were sold in the end, they were priced too cheaply to recover the original investment. That's a fair point. No! I'm so sorry, Wanjiro. I've let you down. I'm so sorry. Oh no! I'm gonna ruin all their days. No! No! Okay, let's see if I can actually help this person. We caught a few students causing trouble during the school festival. They admitted their mistakes, but said they would do it again. What should we do with them? We could actually get some increases in these stats. Oh, that's actually good to know. The failure is just RNG. Y'all are right. I got good luck for the gacha, but bad luck for the proposals. Oh no. I don't want to hand them over to a student council member. Let's make them clean up the festival area. Okay, time to roll our gacha. Are we successful? Ah, we are. Okay. Take their shoes. See, I can't take their shoes if I hand them over to the student council. I have to... That's not possible that way. Okay, we were successful. Let's go. The teachers of Asaha High School would like to chip in for the school festival too. How can we help? Do I want the teachers on security? I feel like they could help lighten the atmosphere. Let's do that. Fun is good. I like fun. Help lighten the atmosphere. Yeah, let's go. Fantastic. Okay, teachers did good. Teachers did good. Oh, that's actually good to know. So depending on if you level up the students, that's actually good to know. So if you level up Aru in this event, you'll get more proposals, it sounds like, and then Hoshino would increase the success rate. It's probably a good idea to level up Hoshino then. Actually, hold on. Let's go talk to them. Member management. Yeah, let's do that. Let's level up Hoshino. Let's get a better success rate. That seems good. Level up. Fantastic. Okay. Wonderful. I do love how the teachers are helping to lighten up the mood. That's great. Oh, actually, hold on. What am I? Let's grab that real quick. Perfect. Okay. The festival's reading corner is looking a bit like a ghost town. I'm sure replacing the benches with comfortable sofas will be a much-needed improvement. What is your opinion on this expenditure? I could buy the sofa and pay for knowledge. But our coins will go down. Oh, actually, that's a good point, because I have 0 money, I can get it for free. Excellent. This is perfect. Fantastic. Buy the sofa with the 0 money? No! Damn, I thought we'd cracked the code. That's terrible. No. Okay, we'll come back to this one. Hold on. We'll approve more proposals. Hello. My family owns a restaurant. We can provide free lunches for busy students during the school festival. However, the quantity isn't enough to feed all the students. What would be the best place to send them? We should send them to the Mahjong Club, right? Like, what else? What else would we have them do? The Mahjong Club, of course. Yeah! Great success! That's right! That's right. Fantastic. Now we're at just a regular E. Okay, what do we got here? The competition is about to begin. How do I stay calm in a long south wind round? Oh god. The bottom one. Use all simples to speed it up. It's too difficult. I suggest avoiding it. I'll get some more coins and some security if this goes well. I'm gonna try it. Yeah, we got a success. Let's go. Oh, a cafe marketing strategy. Excellent. Ryo Kojo wants to open a cafe during the festival, but the competition among food stores is fierce. What theme could be used as the core selling point of the cafe to attract customers? Now, you know it's got to be a cat cafe. Maid cafes are cool and all, but like cat cafes that's where it's at, man. Cat cafe. Yes. Excellent. Oh, that's true. If I'd done the maid cafe, I could have called in C&C. Oh, that's a good point. It's okay. I've called in Kazusa and Sarika instead. And probably Kyoko. Kyoko will be there too. She'll bring all of her cats along. Oh, man. Oh, no, that's true. And Kinkyo. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, confirm. Perfect. The snack stalls are beyond busy. Should we limit the flow of people towards them? But I like my money. Oh, but I don't want the festival to have a problem. Limit the flow of people. Limit the flow of people. Okay. Okay. All right, we're back for the sofa. We're back for the sofa. Buy the sofa. Oh, no! I don't have enough money. I think I need 20 money. I'll come back for the sofa. Festival missions? Excellent. Let's go. Excellent, excellent. Now we're gonna buy the sofa. Buy the sofa and pay for knowledge. Excellent. Fantastic. We have another proposal. This time it's about food sharing. Distressed that no one was interested in the food she put so much effort into making, Miki Nikaido decided to hold a food sharing gathering at the festival and invite everyone to taste her creations. She wants to ask your opinion on what she should make for the food party. Ooh, she should make her secret dish. Make your secret dish. Nikaido, make your secret dish. No! Oh no! We failed! Something went wrong. Miki Nikaido made the cherry tomato and strawberry mapo tofu that she's always been proud of. Wait, strawberry mapo tofu? With cherry tomatoes? I guess that might be too sweet. That's a bold dish. You get credit for creativity. I would probably still eat it because I like mapo a lot. She believed that the tartness of the cherry tomatoes and the sweetness of the strawberries would perfectly offset the spiciness of mapo tofu. However, after the tasting session, a lot of complaints were received. They complained that the world started spinning after they tasted this dish, and that the school infirmary was now overcrowded. Miki Nikaido also received a note criticizing her bad cooking skills, saying spiciness is not a taste but a pain signal. No, who said that to her? That's so sad. No. You know, I guess that's true. At least it didn't come, like, at least her dish didn't come to life and start attacking people. That's probably good. You know, that's true. We should have brought in the Gourmet Research Society. That would have been perfect. They would have consumed it. That would have been good. Oh, God. We caught a few students causing trouble. Wait, some more students again? Why are they causing so much trouble? Make them clean that up. And then give me their shoes. Yeah, I think that means I got their shoes. The festival is extremely exciting, having one climax after another, but the influx of people is impossible to manage anymore. Please send more security personnel immediately. Yeah, increase security slightly. That's a good idea. Okay, that was a success. Okay, let's get some rewards. Claim. Perfect. Fantastic. I'll take it. Oh, it's too cute. Level up and spend fest budget to procure proposals. Ooh. All these seem quite good. I'm trying to think if I should save. I probably want to save for tomorrow so I can level up Hoshino more. That seems like a good idea. Okay, that sounds good. I was gonna say, level up Aru to unlock. I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna have 30 and then I can get 35 tomorrow. Then I can do more. Okay, perfect. Oh, cute. That's fun. You can also play matches here too if you want. This is fantastic. Oh my word. This is wonderful. Man, this is great. This was really unexpected, y'all. Okay. This went a lot better than I expected. I thought that I wasn't gonna get any characters and then I'd have a little speech for y'all about how you gotta be careful. And I still have that speech. I want y'all to be careful if you do end up grabbing characters. I just got extremely lucky. Oh, actually, that makes sense. So the event has some special rules. So make sure to look over that before you actually play through it. Oh, yeah, I probably am gonna go and actually play through some of that because getting some more coins seems like a good idea. Oh man, okay, well, this is kind of incredible. Thank you all so much. Isaac, thank you. I'm always so bad at promoting things, but yes, I do. If you want to find me elsewhere, I have a Twitter where I'm very bad at posting stuff, but I do post things like about how it's really stormy at my place all the time, and I get really excited about merch things and everything. I do have a Discord as well with some very, very fantastic folks who are much better at this game than me, with a ton of resources, which is great. I also have that resource that's in the description as well, that Yaku, like, cheat sheet. Again, don't feel overwhelmed by that. That's totally fine. It's just something, if you want it, it's helpful to look over. So, and no, thank you all. Oh, you all helped me so much. Holy hell. I feel like I would love to have more streams like this, especially with you folks who were like, slightly more knowledgeable. We can do some training arcs together. And even if you aren't knowledgeable, you get to learn along with me. We could just have us bumbling through this together and figuring things out. But I hope at the very least that the basics of this game are more clear now. Like being able to see me actually play a couple of games, showing you how to do things. I still can't believe we never had a game where I actually had dragons or winds. That was really surprising. But it worked out pretty okay. I think that was really good. Oh man. Yes, and that's true. Mahjong Soul does have an official Discord with extremely good stickers and emotes. You can go and check them out as well. They have a bunch of helpful things. By the way, this is the case with like all of my streams currently, but this stream is not sponsored. I just got excited about this. And I tend to give a lot of free promotion to games that I like. So anyway, go check out their official Discord. It's extremely good too. And yeah, if you have friends that you want to play with, I think it's going to be super good. And yes, oh my God, y'all are just like hitting exactly the points I was going to bring up next. That's perfect. So, the next stream that's on the schedule is going to be Star Rail. We're going to be playing that on Friday. And because my stream didn't crash, I think that it's finally fixed. I think the modem did it. I think we're free. Oh my God, I think we're free. Finally, it's incredible. So I'm going to have Star Rail on Friday. I'm going to pull for Aventurine because I need him. I want him so badly. He's wonderful. And we're also going to finally play through Yenshing's story. I keep threatening to do that, and then we end up playing other stories. I feel so bad for the boy. We haven't played through the boy's story, so we're gonna do that. And it's gonna be a boys stream. We're gonna grab Aventurine. We're gonna play through Yenshing's story finally. I need to give them the attention they deserve. I feel so bad. I haven't played through his companion story yet, but it works out perfectly. So we'll do that on Friday, and then next week we're going to do episodes 2 and 3. So for the Blue Archive anime. So look forward to that, because this problem finally seems to be resolved. That's great. It seems like I should be able to stream that without any issues. Some folks had asked if there was a way for me to put a timer on screen just to show how far through the episode we are. I will do my best. I'll try to figure out how to do that. I know other streamers have done that, but I have to look up how do. Because the only things I've seen will just show how long the stream has been running, not how long, like, you've hit a timer. So anyway, I'm gonna try to figure that out. If I can't figure that out for the next time, I will try to have that ready to go in the future. I'm sure I can figure this out. But anyway, I'm excited. It's gonna be super fun. We'll be able to watch 2 episodes back to back. It's gonna be good, y'all. But yeah, thank you all so much for coming and hanging out. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was a fun look into Mahjong. You also got to see my ridiculous polls. I still can't believe I got Aru. It's still kind of blowing my mind. Anyway, you all have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you folks are doing well. And I will see you all very, very soon for some more streams. And also keep a lookout on my social media. I'll have pictures of Aru for you soon. Oh my God, that's true. I did manifest Bear's luck. Oh, this is fantastic. I always like it when I get his luck. It doesn't always last for very long, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Oh, wonderful. Okay, all right, everyone. You have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye.